What is up, everybody? Welcome to another fun-filled solo episode of Weaponized Autism. I am your host, Chris. My brother Autism Kaysen will likely be lingering in the chat tonight, as he always does. And then tomorrow will be our two-handed, two-fisted episode of Tism. So we've got that to look forward to, and we've got a loaded show for you tonight. We got a couple new videos from WCS, Wild Comment songs. We've got a new video from Strider HD. We've got some fresh new Bubba videos, some Angry Cops, a nice little update on Johnny Somali's little situation over in South Korea, because even locked up, oh, is yours scheduled to go up in the next 5 minutes, Kaysen? Because I haven't gotten a notification about it. Let's see. We got some new Razor Fists, some new Atozi. And if we have time, we are going to close it out on some Gara of the Rage. So yours goes up in 5 minutes. Well, let's we got some short ones between now and then, so let's have ourselves some shorties beforehand. But I'm sure you've all seen this this beautiful little piece of ring camera footage of the ultimate Reddit moderator. You can tell he's a Reddit mod between from the combination of trench coat, sweatpants, flip-flops, and the Demon Slayer t-shirt. Granted, I'm hardly one to talk. I'm wearing a sweatshirt and a sweatpants and a Ninja Turtles t-shirt, so but I'm also not a Reddit moderator. So chances are you've seen this video, so I'm curious to see what wild comments spawn from this one.
Hi there, can you open the door, please?
For what?
I just want to make sure that everything's okay. There's some spaces going on.
What do you mean?
I don't know, I just figured I'd check on something.
I don't know what you want, man. Get out of my house.
Open this fucking door! Where's your daughter, man?
And I knew before anybody said anything that this took place in California because the guy's still alive. If he had done that in Arizona or Texas or even Missouri, he'd be gone. And I mean like they would have had to carry him out.
Where's your daughter, man?
What are you talking about?
Where's your daughter? Who's in there with you?
Bro, if you don't
Open this fucking door. Open this door, I'm breaking it fucking down. You understand me?
leave my house. You don't...
Are you okay? Is everyone in this house okay?
What? Everyone's okay. What do you want?
I love how even sped up, even with the footage sped up, he's just standing there staring at the camera, dead silent, for an inhumanly long amount of time.
Can you leave my house, please?
You open the door, please.
You have nothing to do with my house. Can you leave my house?
You know what my name is?
I don't know who you are. You don't belong to this neighborhood. That's for sure.
This is my neighborhood, though.
Yeah, I live there. I don't know you.
My name is Harry Dresden, motherfucker. Open the door. This is my neighborhood. Open the fucking door.
By the way, the title of this video is When a Real-Life Millhouse Finally Snaps. Look at this motherfucker right here. And tell me this ninja don't look like Alright, Kason, your new video has been saved to watch later, so when the next one kicks in, I can move it up the list. Yeah, this is most definitely... Homie does look like a real-life Millhouse. I guess he just grew up and got really, really tired of almost daily wedgies.
No, or I will fucking end you. Do you understand me?
You know, this gives me an idea for a found footage movie that's shot entirely from the perspective of a Ring camera. That would actually be a pretty sick movie if it's pulled off right. Bro! No way! Dude! Shit!
Exposed, 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 exposed,
Oh my god!
You are exposed.
Jesus! He does look like Gargamel. Who licked my crash out when I was on meth? Jason, dude.
Looks like Gargamel from the Smurfs. This is what happens when Lisa Simpson keeps rejecting Millhouse for decades, trying to kick down a door while wearing flip-flops.
Yeah, that was a bold strategy, Cotton. It is funny, it really is.
He's wearing tactical flip-flops. Crazy main character syndrome going on here. This is who you're arguing against on law.
Might as well be clown shoes. Honestly, clown shoes would probably be better fit to kick down a door than flip-flops. At least clown shoes are closed-toed.
He got the nerve trying to emulate a movie he saw vibes. You can tell right away he's a Redditor. It's the evolution of swatting. Now they send a real relative onto your house. This is creepy, terrifying, and scary. I feel weirdly bad for the little pal. He didn't deserve that. This guy is so lucky he broke into the house of the most patient and kindest dude in America.
He's lucky he pulled this shit in California. I know I said it already, but I'm gonna keep fucking saying it because it's just true.
This is the type of dude every gun owner wishes showed up at their door. Do not let him out of custody. He is an obvious danger to society.
In more ways than one, he's also a PDF. Like he... I did see the video from inside the house of the homeowner getting him with a shovel. I did see that, Jason. In my opinion, the homeowner didn't strike him enough times. But again, California, where the criminals' rights are more important. Hashtag fuck California. What was that? I forgot where I was going.
I'm out of custody.
Yeah, he is a danger to society. Like, after... At one point in the ring camera part, you can hear the homeowner giggling at the threats. I did catch that, too. Because how do you take this fucking guy seriously when he's just standing there trying to look harder than he actually is? Like shortly after this video went viral and he was arrested, it was discovered that just less than, not even half a week prior to this incident, he had been arrested and charged with, in California, it's harassing or molesting a child, even though those two things are on wildly different spectrums, but I'm pretty sure California's governor is on the lower functioning end of a different spectrum altogether, so never mind that. But dude's a PDF, so live in a stand your ground, say fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Although, yeah, like... Ugh.
He is an obvious danger to society. Lord of the Eyebrows did not take his meds. This is why disability needs to be addressed and not hidden. Not hidden.
Hey, what do you want?
Alright, before we start this one up, here we go, Kason, we're going to move this one up to just after Strider's new video. Just after Strider's new video, so got a couple more, but they're all under 3 minutes in length, so we will be good.
Hey, what do you want?
Victor, you around?
Open this fucking door. Where's your daughter, man? Where's your daughter, man?
Talking about?
Where's your daughter?
Well, look at me.
He would have gotten the pew-pew, and he would have deserved it.
Can you sing, Shantae?
Can you leave my house, please?
Okay.
You open the door, please.
You have nothing to do with my house. Can you leave my house?
You know what my name is?
I don't know who you are. You don't belong in this neighborhood. That's for sure.
This is my neighborhood, though.
Oh, did you guys see that? Apparently, he lived in the house that was immediately behind this one. So, yeah, I hope the homeowner gets his family and GTFOs, because the fact he's wearing an anime shirt makes this more funny. Still scared for the wife and daughter inside, though. Yeah, and I hope this guy is still in custody, and I hope that the homeowner has packed up his family and split, because, again, this guy lived in the house behind theirs.
Yeah, I live there. I don't know you.
My name is Harry Dresden, motherfucker. Open the door. This is my neighborhood. Open the fucking door. Now, while we're fucking in you understand me?
The best thing about this video, call the mob from Halloween Kills, Yeah, where the fuck is Anthony Michael Hall with a baseball bat when you need him? Dude, the best thing about this video is the fact that Andre Antunes, or Andre, I don't know how his last name is spelled, the guy on the left, that his thing is framed like a Ring camera. and he's got the uniform, he's got the long coat, he's got flip-flops on. He's got almost the complete set.
Okay, so give him the rods. These aren't your rods.
These are not your...
Oh, God. When the Sprouse twins held an intruder at gunpoint when they broke into his wife's home. Really? Motherfucker really said, not in my lobby. Ooh. Hey, good for him, man. Good on him. Oh. I know you know that reference. Yeah, I get it, because I didn't regularly watch Zack and Cody. That was not a show that I liked, like, at all, but I did see a couple episodes here and there when I was a kid. Phil Lewis saw the news and clapped. Nice. Oh. Grandma tries to steal fishing rods and bites. You know, I love the fact that old people constantly gripe about, why don't young people go outside and play no more? And it's like, because Granny gets off her fucking meds and goes psycho mode when they do. So they're like, fuck you, it's not worth the hassle. And I don't blame them.
Your rod. Give me my fucking rod. It was like $1,000.
You're gonna get arrested for stealing property.
No, I'm not stealing.
Let go.
No.
Let go.
No, I'm not stealing. Literally, as she is trying to steal those fishing rods from them. Looks like the girl from RE9. Oh! I was gonna say, okay. She looks like if the girl from RE9 did a fusion dance with Granny from RE7.
Go.
Give me my
You
rod.
are assaulting me.
You have my property.
You have his property.
You have no right, and you are assaulting me.
You're gonna let go.
No, I'm not.
I'm not assaulting you. You can let go.
He is. The minute you touch me,
Give me my rod.
You try to steal my shit, you're gonna catch hands. I don't care how old you are. I don't care I don't care what your gender is. You try to steal from me, my hands are rated E for everyone.
Oh, and I'm leaving. I
Yeah.
can't leave because you have my rod. Give me my rod.
No.
I can't.
What are we doing wrong?
My property.
You read the signs? They're all over.
Okay, we didn't see that. We're gonna leave. Just give him the rods.
No, you saw them. You've been here.
No, we have not.
Do you not see the like 6 other people fishing?
What are you gonna do about them?
Have
Give
you
me my
noticed
rod.
they missed?
Give me my rod.
Their pictures are
Give me
taken
my
there.
rod.
Okay, so take our pictures and we'll leave.
This is $1,000 that you're about to break. Give me my rod, and I'm leaving.
All right, I'll just call the cops right now on you, and we're not gonna get in trouble because we've been here
My
before.
rod.
And you're
My
gonna.
rod.
What are you doing?
I am taking them. You can pick them up in the office.
Grab it other hand, bro.
All right.
Pick them up at the office? What fucking office, lady? What fucking office are you talking about? Who let Grandma out of the care center? Who let Ethel out of the fucking convalescent home?
It's good.
I'm not gonna touch you. We're touching your hand so we can get our rods
No.
back. Yes,
You have
absolutely.
no right to touch.
Okay, but what are you touching right now? What are you touching right now? Whose are these? Whose are these?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know.
Oh, you're gonna bite me? Are you f***ing okay? Alright, I'm calling the cops. Look.
Yeah, at that point, I may be a little lenient just trying to get them from you. But if you, you try to bite me, get tested for rabies, you try to bite me, you're losing some fucking teeth. Bro. Bro.
Emotional, damn it, 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 emotional, damn it.
Jesus. She does look like the fucking Crypt Keeper. Quote Tank Dempsey. Watch out, freak bag, I bite back. I haven't heard that his voice in a while, so I'm pretty sure that's not even remotely close to how it sounds.
She's starting the dark crystal. We gotta walk her.
She does look like a Jim Henson character. Literally have bitten someone back before. Oh shit!
The zombie apocalypse is.
Dude, I remember when when that guy who was high on bath salts ate some dude's face off in Florida, and everybody was like, "The zombie apocalypse is starting." Yeah, somebody needs to go back to Raccoon City and get a vial of Elpis. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Literally a demon. Call a witcher. Bite me, get Christ. If you're prepared to use teeth against me, be prepared to lose them. They're getting the wrong type of fight. Stephen King is looking pretty ragged these days.
Bro. Oh. Yeah, yeah, probably because nobody wants to publish his shit anymore because he's a straight white man, and big publishing doesn't want straight white male writers, which is why all the male writers right now who haven't already built a brand for themselves are pretty much just indie authors now.
This video is not good for my anger management. Oh, wow. She needs a swim. Grandma's been drinking. Dementia
Alright, so I literally have bitten someone back before she bit my arm. I mean, fully justified. Alright, so this next one is a fresh one from Strider HD. This is a concept trailer for what if Tim Burton had done his it's not letting you say I better knows. Well, it's letting you say it now. But Danny DeVito. Oh yeah. But Batman Enigma. So I assume this would be like if Tim Burton had done his version of Batman Forever. She transferred schools. Oof. Yeesh. Well, so I'm curious to see Strider's interpretation of if Tim Burton had done his third Batman film.
I have been many things to this city. A symbol, a warning, a shadow. But he wants to make me into a question. I'm the only on.
Okay, hold up, because that music sounds too much like... The music sounds too much like... Okay, so there's no copyright song placements in the description. Well, I thought I was safe that one time with the Brandon Herrera video, but it still bit me in the ass for whatever baffling fucking reason. No one ever stood up to her like that before. Thankfully, she didn't have AIDS, which was a big shocker. Yeah?
Honest man in Gotham.
Oh, hold up.
I'm the only honest man in Gotham.
I tell everyone exactly what I'm going to do. I just make sure they can't figure out what it means.
My family was taken from me too, Mr. Wayne, and I know you need somebody by your side.
Gotham City has seen a terrifying surge in crime. The killer seems to be leaving cryptic puzzles behind.
I gave this city my face. It gave me this one back.
You're looking for answers. Let me help you.
This is the final puzzle, and you're the missing piece.
I don't like to talk to anyone there anymore. Wasted potential. Absolutely, absolutely. There is a comic. I think there is a comic book that interprets. It's like a sequel to Batman 89 and Batman Returns, but it's in comic book form, and it's like if Tim Burton had done his version of the third movie instead of what we got with Batman Forever. I don't like my stepdad. Even he agreed Robin Williams' Riddler would work well. So, and I've brought this up before. I brought this up before, and I'm pretty sure I brought it up with you before. But Robin Williams was originally in the running to play the Joker in Batman '89, but Warner Brothers really, really wanted Jack Nicholson for the role. And so they kind of used Robin Williams as kind of a carrot to dangle in front of Jack Nicholson, like, hey, like, we could give it to this guy, but we could give it to you too, and you get like, so they basically used Robin Williams to bait Jack Nicholson into playing the Joker. And when Robin Williams found out, not only did he refuse the offer to play the Riddler in Batman Forever, but he refused to be a part of any Warner Brothers productions afterwards for several years. I don't know if he ever went back to them at any point in time, but yeah. So if you want to know why Jim Carrey was the Riddler in Batman Forever and not Robin Williams, there's your answer. Also, if you're wondering why Jack Nicholson was the Joker instead of Robin Williams in Batman '89, there's your answer. Okay, so I have to mute this because that's sounding way too close to Danny Elfman's Batman theme, and I'm not taking any chances. So it is most definitely wasted potential, though. I don't know how I would feel about Marlon Wayans being Robin, though. Like, obviously he's not gonna, like, clearly he's supposed to be Dick Grayson, which that would have definitely been a choice. Which I know Dick Grayson was originally supposed to make a minor appearance in Batman '89. That scene was storyboarded but never shot. And then there was going to be a scene involving the Flying Graysons in Batman Returns, and that scene was never shot. I'm pretty sure Tim Burton just hated the idea of Batman having a young partner. I'm pretty sure Tim Burton just outright despised the very concept of a Robin in the first place.
I answered.
Ain't no fucking way. Bro.
Gotham called. I answered.
That is still one of the most bizarre concepts I've ever heard in my life. The idea of Nick Cage playing Superman. And mainly because Superman has a very distinctive look. Like, you can't just throw anybody into a suit and expect it to work. You need somebody with a very chiseled physique and a very specific, strong jaw, which Nick Cage does not have. Even back then. He really didn't. Right.
Huh?
Didn't know humans could be such.
So tonight's contribution from Kaysen is all the boss battles from Onimusha Warlords, the PS4 version of Onimusha Warlords. I'm gonna be skipping through all the cutscenes. I really need to get around to playing these games. I know I should, and I don't know why I haven't. Unless it's largely just me being kind of bored of doing gameplay content. Being bored of doing exclusively gameplay content. Oof. Okay, so Kaysen, help me out here. Does the PS4 release is the PS4 release like the HD remasters for RE1 and RE0 where you have the option of either tank controls or 3D controls, or is the whole 3D analog control scheme, was that also in the PS2 version?
How could I die by the hand of a human?
Easy, you got a blade up your ass.
Be quiet, Master. It is time for you to go back.
Alright, now next one. Oh, nice. Ooh. I see your sword can just flame on like that. Damn. I'll say this much, Capcom used to cook. And it looks like they're reaching a point where they're starting to cook again. Over the last, 5-10 years. They revived Resident Evil, they revived Devil May Cry. They brought back Mega Man. Although they still haven't done Mega Man Legends 3. What the fuck, Capcom? You missed the first... Okay, so you missed... you also missed my question for you, which was... Does the PS4 remaster use give you an option of using either tank controls or analog controls, or were the analog controls a part of the PS2 version as well? Okay, so... Okay, so it works just like the, So it works just like the RE1 remaster. Or I should say the RE1 remake remaster. PS2 version, pretty sure analog was only to aim the bow. That would make sense. Tank controls were still very much in vogue back then. Ooh. Does this game come with a parry function, or is it just block? I mean, I'm fine either way. Oof. Oh, and of course Capcom is slowly bringing back Onimusha. Very progressively bringing back Onimusha.
Now, my dear baby, consume that human over there at once.
Okay, pre-Marguerite. Ugh. I think there's timed perfectly parries that result in an instant defeat. Oh! Okay, that's cool. Hey, that's cool. Oof! Oof. By pressing block at the right time and hitting attack. Yeah, that would make sense. This chick put the ugh in ugly. To steal a quote from the movie The Wiz. Which I don't know if you guys have ever seen The Wiz. I haven't. I've heard about it. It's basically a Motown reimagining of The Wizard of Oz. And apparently the Wizard is played by Michael Jackson because the 1980s. That can't be fun. So I take it this boss is somehow the... Isn't there always like that one boss that's before the main the final boss that's like just a giant pain in the ass for absolutely no reason whatsoever? I can think of a couple that I've dealt with that are like that. Two of them are definitely... Actually, no, all the bosses are easy. I was just in a bad mood filming this one. Okay, fair enough. I know how that feels. Alrighty. Next one is... right here. Ooh. You know what I find hilarious is that a lot of games back then looked really cinematic without even trying to be. Versus nowadays, versus like the last 10, 15 years worth of the game industry, where, or maybe even the last almost 20 years of the game industry, they're trying so hard to look like movies that they just completely forgotten they're supposed to be games. Probably because all these game developers are publicly traded studios, and their Wall Street shareholders look down on gaming and see it as inferior to film, which is fucking retarded. But, that's the whole thing about money men. They have more dollars than sense. Why does this make me want to jump back on Castlevania? Because I've only played the first game on the channel. It is almost. It should. I don't know why I'm thinking. Why I'm getting Castlevania vibes looking at this, but I am. Really is Castlevania Samurai. It's making me want to play Castlevania. It's not just making me want to play Onimusha. It's making me want to play Castlevania, and it's making me want to play Devil May Cry. Oof. That reminds me, the second season of Adi Shankar's Devil May Cry is supposed to be coming out soon, if it isn't up on Netflix already. I still have not watched the first season. Alright, we're just gonna skip the ending since I haven't played the game. I did see that the trailer for the new season was getting ratioed to hell and back because they fucked up Dante and Virgil's pose from DMC3. You know, that one where Virgil's got his... I can't even remember if that's the name of Dante's brother, but he's got his gun this way, Dante's got his gun this way, so they're kind of lined up on top of each other. It's almost creating like a steel cross. Yeah, no, apparently in the Adi Shankar version, it's just this gun here, it's just Dante's gun here, dude's gun here. So he couldn't even. It's like the whole taking the religion out of Castlevania thing, or portraying Christianity as evil in Castlevania, because you're just that much of a Redditor. Yeah, the whole thing of. They fucked up the continuity. Or the... What was it? Oh, it's not that the cross is a symbol of Christ that makes them so effective against vampires. It's the 90-degree angles that form the crosses. Their brains can't conceive of 90-degree angles, even though there's 90-degree angles inside of Castlevania's castle, inside of the lab that he built for his wife, you British cigarette! Moving on. Moving on from that spontaneous spurg out. We have... Dude, it's already been a week. We have another update in the Johnny Salami saga. Apparently, Johnny Somali filed an appeal, and so did the prosecution. The problem is, filing an appeal in South Korea is not like filing an appeal in the United States. Basically, Homeboy just guaranteed himself an extra 6-month stay in South Korean prison. Fucked around and found out, and sure, he's serving an extra 6 months. That is right, Kason. And it is absolutely glorious to see.
Both the prosecution and Ramzi Khalid Ismail have appealed the decision of his court sentence in Seoul, South Korea. We're getting into Somali's detention hell that is just beginning now, and how he's in the absolute worst position possible. Of course, as a legal mindset, we teach you to be your own judge. I'm Andrew Esquire, American attorney who's been tracking the Somali case from beginning to end. So let's jump right into it with my opening statement. So as you guys probably know,
don't drop the soap. He's probably going to be the one cleaning the toilets, which, by the way, in South Korea is a hole in the floor.
But to recap, Ramzi Khalid Ismail, aka Johnny Somali, was found guilty.
At least it is in the prisons. I don't know if it's that way for the general public.
On all charges and sentenced to 6 months in prison with labor, an additional 20 days of detention, 5 years of offender status, and had his phones permanently confiscated. Now, yesterday on the 20th, Ramzi Khalid Ismail actually submitted for an appeal in Seoul, South Korea. And today we have news that the prosecution has filed an appeal. So it is officially happening. Here's the
which we knew the prosecution was going to file an appeal because the judge, because that 6 month sentence, 6 months is way too light for his for the shenanigans he was pulling off in South Korea. He absolutely deserves longer than 6 months, and he just guaranteed himself at a minimum a full year in prison in a South Korean detention center with labor.
Actual submission form you can pull online, and you see here 4/21/2026 prosecutor Park Sojung submits an appeal, and the prosecutor submitted a statement for grounds for the appeal. So it is happening, folks. And right now we need to understand that after he was dragged out of the courtroom, he was handcuffed. All of his possessions were taken. He was marched off to the police station where he remained in a holding cell probably over the weekend. And then he's taken to Seoul Detention Center, specifically Seoul Nambu Detention Center, which is where we have essentially confirmed he is right now. And we're going to get into exactly how bad that is. But what's good is the cabbages are still available. So if you guys haven't got a cabbage plushie, make sure you get those to celebrate this momentous occasion of Johnny finally getting what he deserves. The link is in the description below, and it's also in the pinned comments. All right, so let's get into this detention hell. So in case you guys weren't paying attention to my other video, I'm going to recap this double detention and how this works to extend his sentence. So he did receive 6 months of prison, technically 6 months and 20 days. But on top of that, they can slap at least 6 months for the appeal. Actually, that can go even more if he appeals to higher courts. It brings us all the way up to the Supreme Court. He could get up to perhaps another 8 months on top of that. So this can go well over a year. But at a minimum, we're looking at 6 months here. And so even after the time of his sentence, so even after the 6 months is done, they don't let you go and let you...
Should change his name to Murray. He should change his name to BJ.
Back in Korea after that conviction. They have to hold him in the detention center. He's in there with other folks that are appealing, other folks that are perhaps waiting to get sent out of the country or have other issues. So all of those people are held there. They do not get to roam free. They are forced to stay in the detention center even past the time of their sentence. So even if Johnny was to win, that may not work out right. And why this is particularly funny and something that we've held on to for a very long time is because we knew that if he was, and we in the SCT knew that if he appealed this, he would be stuck in the detention center for even longer. So if he'd actually just taken the sentence and ridden it out, he might be able to just get out of there quicker. It's possible if the prosecutor didn't appeal that. But because he actually appealed, he's now stuck. And I know that sounds crazy, right? As it says here. Wait, what? but I put in my appeal. I'm going to go to prison for how much longer? That's not fair. Well, in Korea, the process is the punishment. And indeed, he is learning here today. So all throughout...
What do you suppose the over and under is? Yeah, I get that it was a Joker reference case. And what do you suppose the over and under is that his his attorney suggested he file an appeal just to fuck with him because he's a dumb American IRL streamer. So it's like just give him the worst advice possible and let him keep digging his hole deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. Fuck him. If I was his attorney, that's what I would do. Because fuck him.
About that appeal process, he's going to be stuck in the detention center. And we're going to get into why the detention center specifically is worse than the labor prison. But to do that, we really need to explain to you guys how the labor prison compared to the detention...
His lawyer said if I'm going to get paid, I'm going to have some fun. Exactly. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what his attorney said.
Center is absolute heaven. That labor center, the factory where you'd be making fish cakes or cleaning toilets, doing whatever else, the labor prison, which likely would be Chonan prison, that prison to prisoners looks like heaven compared to the hell that is the detention center, specifically Seoul Nambu Detention Center. We had the chance to actually interview someone who'd been there to that detention center, and they walked us through the entire process on and how it's such a bad thing. And just so you guys understand, this is what happens. They start at the court, they may go to the police station in a holding cell for a couple days, and then they go to the detention center. And they wait at the detention center till that appeal period is up. And if they choose not to appeal, if they do not appeal, then they'll go on to the prison that they are sorted into, right? So if it's a labor charge that requires you to do labor, they'll go to a labor prison, likely Chonan, end up in a factory job there, and end up doing that work at that separate prison, at that labor prison. But if they appeal, this step 2, never goes to step 3. They're stuck in this detention center. And this detention center, ladies and gentlemen, is rough. So talking and interviewing with our individual who'd been there and going through...
Look at that text on the screen. 17 inmates live together in a room of about 26 square meters. You know Johnny has to be the guy who sleeps next to the toilet.
All the details. There's some crazy stuff. First of all, the detention center is at 130% capacity. In the detention center, specifically Seoul Nambu Detention Center, they are packed in tight. They pack them in 6 people to a room for foreigners.
Hope you don't have to fap. Bro!
7 for Koreans, probably because they assume that foreigners are larger and going to take up more space. And indeed, the one with the lowest rank, the one who is considered the lowest, 7 for Koreans, probably because they assume is at 130% capacity. In the detention center, specifically Seoul Nambu Detention Center, they are packed in tight. They pack them in 6 people to a room for foreigners, 7 for Koreans, probably because they assume that foreigners are larger and going to take up more space. And indeed,
the irony, because Johnny Somali looks like a fucking doll when standing next to anybody. He is just that short. Detention hell is correct, masturbation. Frog from Flushed Away. He most definitely is.
One with the lowest rank, the one who is considered the lowest in the room, has to sleep next to the toilet. And mind you, these are Korean squatting style toilets. So they're stuck next to that toilet in the room. Foreigners are not given the ability to exit the room. They essentially stay in the room all day because there's none of the tasks that they can do because they don't speak Korean at the prison. They can't do things like serve food, etc. They're also only given about 30 minutes of outdoor time every other Saturday. So they're not getting much outdoor time at all. They're really stuck in that room almost the entire time. The other thing is you really can't talk. Talking is not a thing. Socializing is not a thing. You really can't communicate with people. And the only way people communicate is by letters or on the rare occasion that a family member shows up to see them. Hot water is something that people fight over in this prison. In fact, they only get usually one hot shower a week. There's also no air conditioning, so he'll be dealing with a very, very hot summer in that prison coming up right now. Also, lawyers in the prison try to exploit foreigners, and oftentimes they're there giving bad legal advice. Of course, Johnny is no stranger to bad legal advice. Let's remind you of what his lawyer said to him during the pendency of the trial.
April 1st at 1000 hours.
Does he think that this charge will have any jail time? Because people on the internet are saying, I know it's bull. Don't even say that. Just say, this charge, people are saying I'm going to go to jail for this. Is that true?
이거 감금 될까요? 예. 만약 규제되면.
구속되냐고?
네.
그럴 가능성은 없어. 미국인이야.
What do you say?
그래.
He's saying that
You know that he's laughing because he knows he's full of shit. He knows he's lying straight to this dumb American foreigner's face, and he doesn't care. God bless that attorney. The cowboy hat. I have no fucking clue what's with anything this Reet wears.
probably not because you are an American.
See, this is the opinion he was relying upon. He was relying upon getting out.
This ain't Old Town Road and you ain't Lil Nas X. Oof.
Because he's American, and even his lawyer gave him that bad advice that, hey, you're not going to get punished because you're American. Well, clearly that was not the case. The other thing is, of course,
so that was a fucking lie.
As you can probably imagine, prison food is horrible. You are only getting buckets of rice and soup, and this is actually very low quality.
Billy Ray Cyrus, the only one with a talented abomination. I hate the original song, but I actually like Jonathan Young's cover of it, and I like Caleb Hiles' cover of it. Like, they actually make that song listenable. Lil Nas X is just unbearable to hear.
It was actually noted that on Korean holidays like Chuseok, they give out special white rice that is of higher quality because normally what they're giving them is extremely low quality, and people are fighting over the food and the rationing there as well. There is a commissary, but here's the problem. You can't order from that commissary unless you speak Korean, unless you're going to be speaking in fluent Korean.
And he never learned Korean. And he can't learn Korean in the detention center because you're not allowed to talk. So he's cooked. He's cooked. Caleb Howe's underrated as fuck. He really is. He really is. Dude. He cooked himself. He literally cooked himself. And so he's gonna look like a Warsaw refugee when he gets out in a year or so. Because who knows? He might do something even dumber that gets his sentence extended even longer. And honestly, that would be funny as fuck if he did. And also completely on brand.
They're not allowing you to order from that commissary unless you can buddy up with somebody who can order for you. So Johnny Somali is not getting any perks or anything special in prison. Let's turn to this letter here that actually looks at a letter written from the prisoner that we interviewed, or rather to the prisoner that we interviewed, from somebody in the labor prison. So this is a letter written between friends. They were actually both, charged with a similar thing. And this letter explains how much better the labor prison is than the detention center. They say, try to come fast because in Chonan, that's the labor prison, the time is passing very well. Every morning we go to the factory and 5 o'clock we come to the room. All day we're busy in work, talking to many people and also having the opportunity of a phone call. And also can talk to your friends. And fortunately with Mr. Park Chung, he is very famous in Chonan prison. Take good care of yourself and stay warm. Remember me in your prayers. This is the type of thing you're seeing. So you're seeing someone in the labor prison looking back and talking to someone in the detention center saying, hey, you got to get here quickly because this is so much better. That takes me to my judgment. So in judgment, Somali is now stuck in Korea for beyond his 6-month sentence. He's officially going to be there even longer. Likely a year, possibly more. If we get a verdict that's even longer, that will be great. His detention center life will be a living hell. He's stuck in there kind of head to foot, packed in tight, stuck in the room, not going anywhere, no communication, no internet, all that other stuff. It is worse than the labor prison that he is stuck in. And we are still going to push, despite all this happening, as the prosecutor has appealed, as Johnny's appealed, we're still going to push for the maximum time locked up in Korea. We still think he needs to get multiple years, 2 to 3 years, and we're going to continue to push for that. But what do you guys think about his detention center hell? I want to know if it's, is it deserved? Is it too much? Let me know in the comments below, and I will catch you on the next one.
Personally, I hope he gets his stay extended. I hope he gets his sentence extended because he deserves it. He absolutely deserves it. And, dude, just the fact that it's just him. He can't talk to anybody because, you know, he got stuffed in a room with a bunch of other Koreans. So even if he could talk to anybody, he doesn't understand their language because he never learned their language because he thought he was above it. So it's pretty much just him in this detention center. No one to talk to, no one to communicate with, all alone with his thoughts. I mean, I would say hopefully he comes out a changed man, but, you know, I also do remember Vitaly spending 9 months in a Filipino prison, coming out, doing the exact same thing, learning absolutely nothing from the ordeal. So, if Johnny spends, and if there's any hope of Johnny learning his lesson, at least a year, maybe 2, ideally 3 years of being locked away. He deserves that much, at least. Dude, all he had to do was ride out his sentence, and he'd be fine. He would be fine. But he just couldn't. He couldn't leave well enough alone. He had to file an appeal, and now he's just completely cooked himself. Fafo, yes. What a fucking maroon.
Back to you. Let's get back to your gangster.
Let me tell you
gangsterism.
Something. When I was back then, I was a gangster for one reason only. It was one reason. I grew up with a dad that was very fucking difficult with me. My dad, until today, doesn't tell me I'm proud of you.
Wait. I paused it right when the sound effect kicked in. Yeah, Ben, I can't imagine why he doesn't say, God, I'm tired of this guy's face. I'm tired of his voice. It's like, the dog of judgment in the corner is the only thing I can look at.
With me. My dad, until today, doesn't tell me I'm proud of you. We got back together to become friends. I haven't spoken to my dad in almost 10 years. He kicked me out of the house when I was 17. I was homeless. I was on the streets. I was always getting into bad shit.
No, you weren't.
My dad...
Ben, why do you lie so aggressively about what you go through? Why do you feel the constant need to just make shit up and LARP as this guy who the world is constantly against, but at the same time you've got all this immeasurable success? Why do you keep bullshitting us like there are still five 5 retards left on planet Earth that actually believe you. Fuck you, Ben. Who has a public fucking record. Exactly. God. I'm starting to sound like Kai now.
When I'd come back home, he'd pretty much look at me and tell me, "You're a piece of shit, go Google."
Well, his dad wasn't wrong, so welcome back to the Alpha Male universe. Now, Princess Azule is no stranger here in the AMU. He's one of the most despicable characters in this space. Well, he dropped over a 4-hour-long podcast, and someone by the name of Jester in the Bubba Discord went through the entire thing. I mean, he rotted his brain out so you can watch these episodes. We have a lot of different timestamps. This video is going to be split up into multiple parts. This is part 1 if you're tracking the shit show, and I have nothing more to say than just buckle up because it's probably gonna be some serious brain rot. So let's get in a flow state and get this show on the fucking road.
And I have 2 sides of the family. One side was gangsters and the other side were cops. Wow. And sometimes...
Oh my god. Oh my god. Now he's pulling from the Steven Seagal movie Above the Law. Because if you've seen the movie Above the Law, if you haven't seen the movie, it was Steven Seagal's first movie, his acting debut, and he plays a Chicago cop who has family in the mafia. This never becomes a plot. This never becomes a point of conflict in the movie because it's Steven Seagal versus CIA heroin smugglers from that he ran across in his Vietnam War days. And Ben, why do you pluck every aspect of your life from 80s action movies? You want us to believe you're Jean-Claude Van Damme. Now you're LARPing as Seagal. Just admit that you're a fucking loser.
These would have to come arrest these. My mom's side, everybody are cops.
Law enforcement, and the dad's side, all
cops
gangsters.
Cops, like all top, and from the dad's side, all gangsters.
If they were smart, they would have linked up and started working together.
And owned the fucking country.
Yes.
But from my dad's side, I have an uncle that is in prison that nobody knows about. I've never even shared his name. He's the biggest gangster in Israel.
And never shared his name because he only exists in my fucking head.
In the history of Israel, I've never seen him, never talked to him. I just know him from the news. I never knew he was my family.
So he's been locked up since you were...
No, he's been locked up for a few years now, but I think he's got like 50 years in prison. But if he says tomorrow in the prisons in Israel, nobody eats, everybody's fasting. Everybody's fasting. In all the prisons, everybody's fasting.
Absolutely nobody on the face of the earth wields that kind of power, Ben. What do you think? What do you think? Your uncle is Jesus reincarnated? Fuck no. Ben, why do you think we're all as retarded as you?
It's like a Pablo Escobar.
He was like a Pablo Escobar. Who the fuck is believing this nonsense? I feel like the guy who is interviewing him, can we even call him an actual interviewer? He is so dumb. This guy is zooted. He is geeked on whatever because he is just listening to this bullshit. And apparently now, what we can add to the Azule lore, the princess lore, is that apparently there is a Pablo Escobar level figure in his family. I also laughed my ass off when I first saw this while editing, when they were like, oh yeah, you could have ran the country. What? You wouldn't have been able to run shit, bitch.
I came from a gangster lifestyle.
Yeah, if you think your fictitious imaginary Escobar uncle would have held any sway over this country, go on YouTube, click on the search engine, and type in one word, redneck. And see how far your uncle, your imaginary uncle would get. Fuck you, Ben.
Don't break the law, but break the rules.
Rules are made to be broken.
It's just rules, but don't break the law. And that's the transition that they also made. So I saw myself as somebody that is not a sheep. If you're going to be a police officer, I respect you. I respect all police officers. When I get pulled over, I'm extremely nice to them.
I'm sorry, I can't. Don't be a sheep. And it shows an image from Shaun the Sheep. I don't know why that makes me laugh, but it does. That's just what I picture. That's all I picture from what few idiots are actually taking this soup sandwich at face value.
I think they're great individuals. Like, I've spoken to a lot of policemen, and I have friends that are policemen. But the problem is they're just following the system. And by following the system, they see me driving a Rolls Royce. Like, bro, you didn't finish high school. You didn't finish high school at 15. I left high school. And they look at me and they're like, how?
It's really weird, right? A guy who has an S crime conviction saying the rules are meant to be broken. They're just rules. They mean nothing, right? Okay. Well, that explains his rationale. Well, let's talk about Azule's money. There are a couple of theories as to what's going on, right? My belief in all of this is that he's just living off of his mom's tetas, right? Still as a grown-ass man. And he flexes his parents' stuff, their home that they're making over there in Los Angeles is not his, it's his parents.
Which is very likely, considering he has a sex crime conviction on his record, which makes finding employment very difficult outside of certain lanes. And let's be real, how many of these alfalfa males are actually just living off their parents' dime because nobody's buying their bullshit courses?
And then there's another theory that he is a carpet cleaner who is renting these Rolls Royces and then just turns them in after he makes a video. Well, I'll let you comment down below as to what you think is going on.
Anything that I have...
It may or may not be a combination of both. I wouldn't be shocked if it is.
Makes money. Like, when I drive a Cullinan and people see me driving that Cullinan, like, okay, I want to know who this guy is. The way the things that I drive.
Ben, nobody knows who the fuck you are and nobody cares. Why do all of you superficial, materialistic cock gobblers think you're the most important people on the face of the goddamn planet? Why? Why? You people make my brain hurt. Literally nobody gives an ounce of a percentage of the beginnings of a fiddler's fuck who you are. Except for you. You care. That's why you crash out when people call you a fake, a phony, and a fraud, and a rapist. I have not seen the Clayface trailer. No, I have not, Kason.
The things that I wear, it's all to show people.
Nobody
the image that I
cares.
want them
Fuck
to see.
you.
Well, the Cullinan is an investment. Even though the car depreciates for you and your image in the social media, it's an investment. It gets people looking, talking, and watching. So even though you're losing money on the depreciation value, it doesn't matter. The IP of your name is building more. So it all makes sense.
It's
it
all
doesn't.
an investment.
Yes, sir.
It's all investment and also a write-off.
Oh yeah, that too.
Also, it's over
Shout out to the
6,000.
tax write-offs.
Yeah. Also, it's over 6,000 pounds. So
Easy write-off.
Easy
350K.
write-off. 600.
Well, that's the black badge?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, that's a black badge.
Okay.
With the orange.
600K write-off. Sorry about that. Let me correct this. 600K write-off. I wasn't paying attention when it pulled out.
No worries.
Man.
No worries, man.
So let's talk about something else. Let's switch the subject right now. And tell me about the boxing match coming up with Ali So, bro. You guys are going to be fighting in Dubai in February. You're going to be the undercard for a major.
All right, before we jump into the Ali Sob fight between the princess, I still don't think that's going to happen. Not that Ali is a coward, more so that Azule is a bitch. But I want to dial in real quick on a key word that the princess used while we were having our brains rotted out. And it was that he does all of these things. He has this car, this fancy car, to create the image he wants people to see. So he basically snitched on himself right there. All of it is a front. It's an act. I mean, if you thought it was actually authentic, then I will question your intelligence. I genuinely...
If you think there's anything authentic about his image... Is that the guy from Ridiculousness? I couldn't tell you. If you think there's anything authentic about the image that Azuli is projecting here, then you must also think it was iCarly's bubbly personality that attracted such a fan base consisting of largely balding middle-aged deviants.
Will, because yikes, I don't know how you fell for the princess. There's always at least one, but it's got like the same type of shit that Wes Watson did. It's the same type of shit that Pubes Watson did, Vincent Fisher, and many other people here in the AMU.
I don't want to be the undercard. No, we're in negotiation right now to be the main event.
No way.
Yeah, I told them if it's not main event, I'm not going to do it.
No way.
Yeah, we have multiple offers. We have an offer in Japan. We have an offer in
No, you don't.
Brazil.
No, you don't.
That they're both going to be main event. And in
Bullshit.
Japan, I don't know if you know, but the crowd there is fucking crazy.
No, I don't know.
Remember when we could hurt feelings with so much moderation, good times. For real. Jesus. God. Every syllable out of his mouth makes my brain hurt.
So, Japanese people are like on their phones nonstop. I swear to God.
No, they aren't. Me and my assistant, we went to Tokyo 2 years ago.
They're on their phone, but they're not watching you or checking for fight status. No, they're looking up Sailor Moon hentai is what they're doing.
Alright, I hate to interrupt the clip so soon, but the guy that is interviewing the princess has to be drunk off his ass. The princess says, "Oh, do you know about the Japanese people on their phones?" And then he's like, "No, I don't." And then the next breath he's like, "Wait, yeah, I've been to Tokyo. Yeah, I do know." Like, what, bro? And then when the princess says, "Oh yeah, we're gonna be the main card," the interviewer is like, "No way. I have no idea what's going on at this point." It's a fake interview. We all know that, right? But the interviewer, there's something wrong with him, man. There's a reason why he's wearing those sunglasses.
So I can tell you that in that fight, it's not going to last very long.
You think you're going to knock...
What's with Jabba? Apparently Jabba's been hitting the weights is what's with him. Yeah, Jabba's been, I guess Jabba's been powerlifting.
Come on.
It's going to be a knockout in the first round.
Really?
Yes, and I say that all the time.
So bet my money on you is what you're saying?
100%.
Okay.
Or else it depends. You want to lose money or make money?
I want to make money.
Okay,
obviously.
so bet on me. Okay. Like, I've been a fighter my whole life. I wasn't a boxer.
No, you weren't.
I've been a fighter, though, my whole life.
No, you weren't.
I know how to fucking take a punch. I know how to take kicks to the head. I've never went...
You have no scars or scuffs on your face or knuckles. You have absolutely no evidence to prove that you have ever at any point in your life been a fighter, Ben. So don't even fucking try that. Your hands are... Every time I look at your hands, all I see is two sock drawers fused to your wrists. Andrew Tate wannabe. Yeah, and the sad part is Andrew Tate actually does have a professional kickboxing background. Granted, he never made it. He never made it in a league that actually fucking mattered. And the last time he tried getting in the ring, he got absolutely bodied by a fucking TikToker. But at least Andrew Tate does have the one thing he does have. Ironic. At least the one thing. That is one thing Tate actually has over this guy is a legitimate fighting pedigree. Granted, I would never bet against him. I would never bet on Andrew Tate in a fight to win. He's no Jean-Claude Van Damme, who's still at peak physical performance in his 60s.
Went to sleep. But every single person who I fought went to sleep. Except in the time that I was jumped. One time I was jumped by 30 guys. They couldn't take me
And I beat them all off.
out. I didn't die. People are like, oh, he fought 30 guys and he beat them. No, I didn't beat them, you idiots.
Yeah,
They
he beat
the
them
fuck out
off.
of me,
Obviously.
but I didn't die.
Why did 30 guys jump you, can I ask?
Outside of a fucking house party back in the days.
Okay, you were young, just young
Yeah,
and
I
dumb,
was
stupid
young.
shit.
No, my friends, they came, like, picked on my friends. It was just a few of them, and it was a crowd of people. I didn't know that the whole crowd was all of their fucking buddies.
Okay.
And then my friends ran inside the cars and locked themselves, and I was outside fighting with these guys, and they beat the fuck out of me.
Did you get hospitalized?
No.
No.
Right after that,
I got jumped by 30 guys, but I didn't beat them all, but I didn't get hospitalized. Ben, why do you assume we're all as retarded as Chance Wilkins? Why do you think we're all Cyrax level stupid? Jesus.
we literally, after about 15 minutes of fighting, it was one point where the guy hit me with a baton on the face, and when he struck me, I went down, and then they started kicking me, but I kind of saw black, and then it came back to me. I got back up and just kept fighting with them.
Did you guys know that Ben actually tried to be an actor at one point? And somebody uncovered an audition tape that he shot in LA in like the mid-late, it might have been the late 2000s, might have been early 2010s. His acting was so monumentally garbage, not even Rene Perez would hire him for anything. This guy wants so badly to be an action movie star, and he wants so badly to be perceived as the type of character you would see in an action movie. But it's never going to happen, Ben. It's never going to happen because you don't have the drive or the talent to be that guy. Not to mention, again, you have a sex crime conviction. Now, I get in Hollywood, some people would actually high-five you for that because of the whole Epstein Files thing. But still, it's never going to happen. You're never going to be the next generation's Van Damme. You're not going to be the guy to pick up where Chuck Norris left off, God rest his soul. You're not that guy, Ben. You're never going to be that guy. Stop LARPing as an action movie guy.
Eventually.
So when Azule took on 30 men like Riley Reid, he took a baton right to the face and managed to continue fighting after being curb stomped by 30 men. Yeah, nobody's believing that, but I actually think that this story that he continues to tell is something he actually believes happened. That never happened, man. You know what probably happened? It was 3 guys, then it became 6, then it became 15, then it became 30, and now we're at the point where a literal police baton is involved in the fight. This guy is actually delusional.
They were like 16, 17. I think some of them were 18.
So
but
old enough to
mainly
get charged
16.
as adults.
I was 13. Holy shit. At that time. Damn. But I had
you
no
weren't.
fear. I was fearless. And
that's
I
because
see
of that gangster mentality from growing up with the way your dad was treating you, always being tense.
Exactly. So for me, it was like, whatever. If somebody's going to say something to me or hit me, I have to hit back. It doesn't matter what's going to happen. So, even if it's a life or death situation, I'd rather die as a hero or as a warrior.
I go to the neighbor saying, hey, you're good, Casey.
You're always fight, never flight.
Always fight.
So you may be a longtime viewer of the channel, and this is a little bit of some lore between the Bubba Army and the princess. And it's that a long time ago, there were a couple people from the community who showed up to his hotel in Los Angeles, and they wanted to beat his ass. Now, I don't condone that, right? I will never sit here and say that you should risk your freedom for these alfalfa lames, right? Like, you have a family to go back to. It's not worth it, right? Troll, have your, fun, laugh at them, but never go in person. It's just silly, okay? No one needs to get involved in court drama. But when they went there, this guy was so scared that he called the police on them immediately. They were in the lobby of this hotel, and they were like, yo, princess, come down right now and catch these fists. They showed up like Peaky Blinders, and then he called the police on them. So this whole image that he is trying to put out there, like he's some gangster ready to fight everyone, is a bunch of, you guessed what? Bullshit. So we're going to conclude this episode for now, and we will be back to roast the princess. I don't want to real quick go off a tangent because he's going to talk about politics and Hollywood. Really boring stuff, not interested in wasting your time. So in the next episode, it'll have a different theme, and I guess we could call this the gangster fighting episode. Oh my god, bro. This guy is so cooked, and hilariously, he only got 1,000 views on this video, even though he has 500,000 subs. So let's see if we can do better, guys, and smash that like button, swing on by the Discord, and if you're new to this AMU nonsense, then hit that subscribe button. Until the next episode, later.
It smelled like bitch in here! 82nd Airborne, 10th Mountain 101. Did you guys know that there are no Walmarts in Iran? There are, however, a lot of Targets. Angry Meme Review.
Oh! That was a good one. Alright. We actually do have 3 Bubba videos lined up for tonight. That was just the first one, but I've added some other videos in between each one so we don't just have to deal with the alfalfa male brain rot. So now we've got some fun little unhinged memes courtesy of Angry Cops.
Welcome to another episode of Angry Meme Review, where we take your most heinous, disturbing, and very offensive memes from throughout the past month and bring them here for you. And just like every Angry Meme Review, you help me make the most disturbing memes, bam! With your Angry Meme Review homework. Prince Andrew in the back of a cop car looking like Voldemort. And as always, you can share your homework memes and all the disturbing memes that you find or create throughout the month by tagging them. And hashtag Angry Meme Review on X, Reddit, Discord, Alibaba, Temu, and the comments section on every single post from the Buffalo Public Schools. But now, before we get into your disturbing memes, first a word from this video's sponsor. PDS debt, credit cards, mortgages, medical bills. Do you think that paying the minimum on those things is good credit? Guess again. And the evidence points to PDS debt. Stop stretching out your debt for years and letting interest compound. PDS debt has already helped hundreds of thousands of people reduce what they already owe and take back control of their personal finances. And they craft a personalized plan designated just for you. And as your credit crap, don't worry about your credit score, because there's no minimum score required. Save money, pay off your debt faster, and put the money where it belongs, back in your pocket. With an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, thousands of 5-star reviews on Google, and a 5-star rating on Trustpilot. So don't let your debt compound another month. Break 3 in 30 seconds and get your free personalized assessment. And the best option for you at pdsdebt.com/angry. That's pdsdebt.com/angry. pdsdebt.com/angry. Welcome back, American. It's time for the offensive memes. Cadets, when a terrorist attacks their school. Bayonets! That's right. Just a month and a half ago, a bunch of cadets, they got attacked by a terrorist who shot and killed their professor, unfortunately. And then they said, well, why don't we just rush him? And stabbed and beat him to death, which, boy, you gotta love. And of course, there's some memes from it. That's how you engage a threat. ROTC, leadership, excellence. Uvalde PD. Oh! Excellence. Uvalde.
Bro! Oh.
Emotional, damn it. 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 Emotional, damn it.
Oh my god, that is beautiful. Oh. For those of you who don't know, the Uvalde PD was the police department that lingered outside of an active shooter situation in a school for over an hour. I think it was around 70 minutes. Just doing nothing but standing around with their thumbs in their asses. Oh. They are never going to live that down, by the way. And they deserve every ounce of ridicule they get.
Baldy PD. Oh, God, it's your fault those kids are dead. Well, it's kind of your fault. You're not the bad guy that did it, but you didn't do anything. It smelled like bitch in here. 82nd Airborne, 10th Mountain, 101. Is that West Point? I think that's the West Point patch. All getting yelled at by ROTC. Oh, just good. It gives us part-timers so much pride. The cadets who stopped an active shooter. The rest of the student body. Politicians when soldiers get lobsters and steak. Politicians when billions get spent on foreign transgenders and Afghan Sesame Street. Oh yeah, a little while ago, I don't know if you guys knew this, like, so many politicians were yelling at Pete Hegseth because he bought, like, $31 million worth of steak and lobster, and they were trying to make it out like it was for his own personal party when it was for troops that were going over to Iran or dealing with the Syrian conflict. It amazes me the amount of people that are unaware of the steak and lobster dinner in military lore. I think there's actually a meme coming up about it. And for those of you who don't know, if you get steak and lobster as a meal, that means you're probably getting deployed very soon. They're giving you a, hey, here you are, we appreciate you, steak and lobster, what a great soldier, and you're eating it up being like, this is great! And then 2 weeks later, you're in the desert trying not to get blown up by drones. The things we do for steak dinners.
Honestly, that actually makes a lot of sense, considering, like, just after that, we were in Iran. I think we still are. I understand Trump is started peace talks with Iran after we just absolutely have been rocking their shit, but still, like that absolutely 100% tracks.
Is Iran still going on? Yes, it's still going on. And it's interesting how that political process works over there because, new pope, white smoke, new Ayatollah, gray smoke. Speaking of Iran, did you guys know that there are no Walmarts in Iran? There are, however, a lot of Targets. The USS Nimitz, after getting his retirement request denied for the third time. I'm tired, boss. The USS Nimitz was supposed to have been demilled, broken down, taken out of the fleet, turned to scrap 3 times. 3 separate times. And each time, the United States government is like, you know what, the Nimitz is, well, it's not that bad. Put a fresh coat of paint on there. These sailors are tough. They know what they're doing. They can live through this. They'll be all right. Let's bring it back into service. So
the Nimitz is basically the Harrison Ford of the U.S. Navy. How many times have we had to dig up? How many times has Hollywood dug up Harrison Ford to revive one of his beloved characters? Twice for Indiana Jones. Don't even get me started on Star Wars and Blade Runner. It's like Harrison Ford should have been retired from doing those types of roles long ago.
Service. 5 more years and it'll be the 4th time. Airports on Monday when ICE shows up. What kind of American are you? Did you guys know that ICE agents have been put in airports now? And guess what? Nobody's getting shot. Nobody's freaking out. People aren't ramming their cars into other people. Strange. For those of you out in the field, we're going to use tankers, most likely. In case you didn't know, 40mm ammo cans fit 27 Coors cans perfectly. Ooh. Now, a moment of silence, if you will, for the passing of Chuck Norris.
Yes.
86 years of careful negotiation, and death has finally accepted Chuck's terms. Satan realizing heaven just gained Chuck Norris when you accidentally hit Chuck Norris's grave.
Ever
since I was a kid, I've been itching.
Somebody screwed up the meme. That should be Bruce. It should be Bruce Lee's name over Batman.
The face you have to make when the orthodontist is checking your teeth. When you forget to thank the E1 and his wife for their service.
No, it's my house and they're hurting me.
That face you make when your junk can touch the ground. For all those military members here that go overseas and deploy, you know, they're in the conflict with Iran right now. I'm just going to say, remember who you're fighting for. You know, sometimes guys just don't get appreciated enough. Wife doesn't like my beach outfit. Wah, wah, wah. Honey, this style was all the rage in France in the 40s. Me, when the cops search my vehicle and find several illegally modified fully automatic weapons, 650 pounds of tannerite, 3 homemade silencers, and a heavily used pocket. Yeah, you're gonna be in trouble. You're in for a long night, friend. How's Brandon Herrera doing in his run for Congress? Funny you should ask. Texas District 23. Candidate Herrera, candidate Padilla Stout. Which, by the way, can you believe these medals that she made to hand out? That's just unhealthy. Katie Stout's dad. I got a blueberry for a dollar!
Okay, hold on. That's what we're putting Brandon Herrera against? Hold on. I gotta check. Oh god. Bro! Oh my god! For the randomness. Now, it's time for your homework. Cacao! Prince Andrew laying in the back of the car. A lot of these. Some real good ones. Let's, what do you say we hit these rapid fire? My mom. Me, realizing the story I just told her involved hookers and Bolivian marching powder. I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. World War I Canadian Army. Chaplain, trying to find out how many Hail Marys are needed for forgiveness. When the spicy lunch you had to find out how many Hail Marys are needed for forgiveness. Hint, a metric fuck ton.
When the spicy lunch you had 2 hours ago stages a revolution while you're stuck in afternoon traffic. Me, hearing my bunkmate jerk off in basic at lights out, or feeling your entire bunk shake during lights out. You boys like Mexico? He fits so perfectly in there. When you realize you are about to go from your country's prince to your prison's princess. You hear that? That's my favorite meme of this Angry Meme Review. Tell them what they want, AC. They won the Angry Cops Tumbler. With fantastic see-through lid and enough room to fill up half of a pint of bourbon, you can finally stomach those Christmas recitals, soccer practices, or parent-teacher conferences. You can't buy it anywhere else. It's only for you, Angry Meme Review winners. That's right, The Real Federal. You get a fantastic Angry Cops Tumbler, not found on any website or shopping network. Made by me and a friend here in the city of Buffalo, which you can use to hide your favorite beverages. Probably booze, maybe coffee. Slide into my DMs, I'll get it sent out your way. Prince Andrew, when he finds out his cellmate has a Prince Albert. Me realizing I should have went to college after my DS just called me the dumbest retard he's ever met, and my mom should have drowned me in the bathtub. My face with my homie becomes rich and calls me out on all the things I said I'd do for $1 million. Oh, you remember that, huh? Oh, well, okay. When you go to pick up field chow, and the defect gives you lobster and steak. See, I told you! Lobster and steak means you're about to deploy. It's the happy meal before you go to hell on earth. When the silver bullet makes contact with your MRE-induced hemorrhoid. When you see that one soldier deployment hard drive. Oh my God, the hard drive.
If you know, you know.
Much like steak and lobster dinners, the deployment hard drive is, in of itself, lore. Porn. As far as the eyes can see. That's right, back in the day, we didn't have Pornhub and all that other stuff. You had to download it, and then you could share your torrented or ripped versions of porn with your friends. And you would find out what they're into. Or what they're into. Or if you were like me, a tradesman, you would just have two folders. Stuff that you liked, and then stuff that you would just say, hey man, here's the entire thing, just take it, and then just download it, and then you could sort it out from there. Sharing is caring. Active duty enlisted men that talk, watching ROTC kids kill terrorists with knives. Holy who knew getting your jet ed classes made you that hard? Yeah, listen here, Sergeant, my liberal arts degree is, it's pretty much like Ranger School. By the way, I have a stateside kill, do you? No? Alright. Me, years later, realizing that I shot Pat Tillman. Oh my God! Oh, there's a dark one. Sleeping in my car after morning PT, realizing I slept through lunch. Oh, well, if you didn't get caught, it never happened. Me, after up at work. Sometimes it's the simple ones that just nail it. When you realize the Venezuelan baseball team is better than its military. That's true. We rocked Venezuela and stole their president, but then they came back and won the World Cup, the baseball World Series, whatever it is.
Really?
For all of the countries. I think I'll take the best military in the world over the best baseball team,
Nice.
though. The look on the ride-along's face when the taser makes 9mm noises. The back seat of Dayton Weber's car. For those of you who don't know, Dayton Weber is this potato man who murdered his friend in the front seat of his car with two other friends behind him. How'd he murder him? He shot him. The man with no arms and no legs shot his friend. Watch the video here. I'll put it here. I'll put the link here. The man with no arms and no legs shot and killed his friend and then drove away with no arms and no legs. My sister's boyfriend, anytime someone says anything to him. Do you know how much fun I would have with my sister's or eventually my daughter's boyfriend while he's sitting in my house? What are your intentions with my sister when I'm like 5 years younger than my sister? In front of my dad, just knowing this kid's like, oh, because I did. The moment you realize BBC is an acronym for both the British Broadcasting Corporation and something your prison cell roommate might have. When your Uber driver turns out to be Chris Hansen, when it's your turn to call cadence, the S&M man. The S&M man. Oh, that's a good one. Who could take a ball game? Okay, never mind. Now that's all we got for this Angry Meme review. Don't forget, we still have this episode's homework to do. Bam! You guy, you. That is the template for this Angry Meme review. So have fun with this template, but make sure that you tag hashtag Angry Meme Reviews on all the social medias so that I can see it. And if you enjoy these Angry Meme reviews so much, think about getting yourself a shirt. It's the best way to support the channel. This old crack house. Tier 1 George and Tier 1 Ben Franklin tatted up with guns a-blazing at angry-cops.com. Links down below. Cheapest way to support the channel is leave a comment. Tell me what you think of this Angry Meme review. Tell me what you would put as like the header for the meme. What was your favorite meme? All right. See you next time, weirdos. Oh my god, I almost called him Prince Albert. What the is his name? Prince Kid Diddler. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I'm blanking on his name. Prince Andrew.
Last time on the Alpha Male Universe.
We had to return to Pubes Watson.
Have 0 active lawsuits. But I'm going to give you an analogy, right? If I disliked you strongly enough and wanted to attempt to ruin your reputation, it'd be very simple. I'd file a lawsuit for $40 saying you did the most egregious shit in the world, you lied, you stole, knowing that it would get thrown out. And when the judge does throw it out in the first 3 fucking minutes, I'd have hate pages post about the lawsuit, ignoring the fact that it got thrown out because it was absolute bullshit. This is how these situations normally go. So listen, if you're a male that's focused on my life and not building your own, I advise you to please get my balls out of your throat.
So in the last episode, talking about the pubes, oh my god, bro, I'm cooked. Anyway, Pubes Watson, right? He was crashing out over being sued. He is withholding the Lamborghini Urus from its rightful owner, and then he crashed out, right? And things only got worse from there because he is continuing to melt down. He is throwing fits. He is absolutely out of his mind, upset that the haters have their bolas in his throat, right? And the Alpha Male Universe is full of all of these characters, but there is tremendous interest in Broccoli Head, Calamari Head, whatever you want to call him, and it is gonna get wild. So you know what? Let's get in the flow, stay together, and get this show on the fucking road.
I mean, listen, as a man to discuss another full-grown man is already gay. It's like, are we daydreaming about other men or are we getting shit done? You know, people come to me, they go, Vince, what do you think about this dude? I heard that guy's not actually rich. I'm like, big dog. I don't think about other men. I'm a straight male. I focus on myself.
Oh, so nowadays, if you criticize anyone, you just want some chorizo in your boca. I mean, there's probably a good percentage of people who watch these videos who generally want chorizo in their boca, so I don't know how that's going to be an insult to them, right? But let's real quick dial in on this, right? He is in his full-blown swole cow career. What an amazing accomplishment, Pubes Watson, because he is now crashing out day after day that he got exposed that he is a broke lame, that his entire life is a front, and when people count his pockets, as he would say, he gets extremely irrationally upset and comes up with a new narrative that you want chorizo if you criticize him. And Vincent Fisher is just upset because he has burnt ramen on his fucking head and has pubes on his face. I mean, this guy is an absolute meme. So
he looks like, you know what he looks like with that beard? He looks like that episode of Beavis and Butthead where they wanted to grow a beard to pick up so they could pick up chicks because they saw an episode of a soap opera or whatever, and the doctor or one of the characters had a beard and was a ladies' man. So their bright idea on to accelerate the beard growth procedure was to cut chunks of their hair off and super glue it to their faces. And they did such a terrible patch job that anybody with functioning eyeballs could look at them and tell that's what they did. That's what Vincent Fisher looks like he did. He looks like he went to the Beavis and Butthead school of beard growth.
Let's check out more what he has to say.
I go, Jack, what have you accomplished this year? Have you bought your dream car, retired your mom? What have you done? Oh, well, Vince, I discovered this dude's not actually rich. It's like, big dog, how about we discover how to get some money our damn selves? You know, this is why we're broke.
Big dog, how about you buy my course? How about you stop talking about other men and buy my course?
Boys, a loser will always see adversity as failure because they never stayed in the game long enough to win in the first place. They don't know what that feels like. All they've done when shit's gotten hard is fucking quit. So when they see a winner who's built different, all they hope they do is bitch like them. But every real winner knows we failed thousands more times than losers have failed. The only difference is we adapted, we improved, we got back up, and we went harder. So your only goal is staying focused. While they bitch and gossip about every single dip in your uptrend, all you have to do is work. That's it. And as they gossip and you work, eventually you're going to outwork them to irrelevance. And every single word they spoke against you is merely a fucking shadow as opposed to what you've accomplished.
Why is little bro acting like he is like Decimus Maximus from Gladiator, like leading thousands of people into battle? I'm gonna leave them in the shadow, all of my haters. Like, bro, you're not that tough and you're not that cool. So he wants to make you think that he's like this big name, right? Dial in on the fucking balloon animal statue in the background. That thing has been there for a year. He uses this penthouse in Burkell, Miami to LARP as like some celebrity, some A-tier celebrity, S-tier celebrity, but it's a bunch of bullshit, and it's finally time that he got cooked, because he was able to have like this fake image before people were roasting him, but now the heat is starting to build up on him, and he's crashing out saying that lawsuits filed by Cario. If you're tuned in with the AMU, you know that Cario is involved with a lot of weird ass shit, right, with these alfalfa males, while Vincent Fisher took their car and won't give it back to them. So he's framing his actual criminal behavior as adversity. That's fucking dumb, right?
Let me ask you an honest question, okay? If you were really rich, then why do you charge? Do you need the money?
Well, I mean, listen, you work at Target, right? Is Target free or do you pay?
Well, Target's a store, that's why they charge.
Yeah, man, and this is an online store, bro.
No, I get that you have a store, but I'm saying, like, oh man, I heard Floyd Mayweather's going...
Because that's the only way he makes money, is by selling courses. Dude even admitted it himself. He coaches... He teaches other people how to run a course like him. Like some kind of quasi-autistic pyramid scam. Dude, this character just does not work for you, guy. It literally... Everybody thought you were retarded, now everybody thinks you're Simple Jack. You're the Simple Jack of the alfalfa male universe.
Broke. He had to fucking sell his jet. That's what happens when you walk around like you're the shit. Hello?
Where's the fucking rent, man?
I told you by next month.
Not bro comparing himself to a multi-billion-dollar corporation like Target, or even putting himself in the same conversation as Floyd Mayweather. He's basically trying to say, hey, because I had to turn in that Lamborghini I couldn't afford, and I defaulted after 2 months of payments, yeah, I'm the same as Floyd Mayweather. I wanted to include this clip into this video because it highlights how rattled he is. No one who would sit here and say that they don't care would ever legitimately then try to assume the act of what a hater looks like. There's just no way. He is for sure reading every single comment posted about him. I think it's just hilarious that we live rent-free in his head. So let's transition now on over to this clip where he continues melting down while trying to portray himself as a deep-thinking philosopher.
Yes, the apex of masculine thinking. Just completely crash out on people who justifiably criticize you for being a complete fucking fraud. That's exactly what masculine men do. That's exactly what winners do. They don't actually focus on their craft. They don't actually focus on building their brand. They just crash out when anybody so much as farts in their general direction. You're a British cigarette, Vincent. Grow up.
Boys, one of my favorite quotes by Earl Nightingale is the opposite of courage isn't cowardice, it's conformity. A lot of people would rather fit in with literal dumbasses than succeed. If you're gonna conform, make sure you conform to the right crowd. Are you conforming with the 99% that has zero results in hating? Are you conforming to the 1% that actually makes the world go around?
Conformity is communism, and winners don't conform. Especially to, and they especially don't conform under a program written by a 20-something who doesn't know shit about fuck.
I want you to understand, if you go against the grain, it's going to be uncomfortable. You might lose some friends. You might have to ride solo for a little bit, but the only way to become outstanding is to...
Vincent, you are one fish in an entire sea of literal grifters who have been reading from the same script for the last Christ knows how many fucking years. Since pretty much all you guys have been popping up since COVID started. And it all started with Andrew Tate, that walking genital ward in search of a man. You are not an individual. You are a singular drop of piss in a 10-gallon bucket. You're not special, at least not in the way that you're thinking.
Fucking stand out.
We all know that Broccoli Head had no idea who Nightingale was. He probably asked ChatGPT, who's someone I can quote to look smart, and then he did that, right? But let's just play the alpha game and assume that these life coaches make this system go around. How? How do they make the system go around? What type of product do they produce? What type of service do they provide that actually helps the world? Like medicine, construction, enforcement, laws, technology. You kind of get the idea, right? Oh, absolutely fucking nothing. So that's like the thing that you have to understand, which is like the foundation of the AMU, is that all of these characters that we rose will preach this message of standing out by literally doing nothing except trying to trick the next fool. That's basically it, right? So I find it funny that he wants to quote people and act really deep with his philosophy, but he's just literally grifting. I mean, there's no other way to put it. I'm not going to add any fancy words. He's just grifting. And let's actually, you know what? Let's hear the pitch about the Architect Army.
Now listen, if you have any level of awareness to the message I just said, it means that you're meant for more. And most people never wake up. They're just like bots. I don't know how to explain it. People come to me, they go like, Vince, I heard you're a scammer, you sell it.
All of you guys, all of you alfalfa males bought your followers and bought your views and your comments sections. So you have no fucking room to talk about anybody, to fucking accuse anybody else of being bots. You disingenuous cunt.
Info, I'm like, here's hundreds of wins. Scroll through. Well, Vince, maybe the screenshots and the wins are fake. It's just like, if we put half as much action into our craft as we did skepticism, brother, we'd fucking have results. And that's what keeps you stuck, is that you conform to everybody else who says the same shit and you don't even...
Instead of conforming to my get-rich-quick program. Fuck you. You're supposed to be preaching about achieving individually, but you're just selling people on another form of conformity. I genuinely hate you people. Not you guys watching the stream. People like fucking Pubes Watson here.
Even know why. What you do know is you don't live the life you want. You've tried that route. So why not try a different route? Guys, Architect Army. 7 days completely free. I'm going to teach you how to get in the best shape of your life, physically and mentally. I'm going to show you how to market, sell, and turn your phone into a literal printing machine. Click the link on the screen, join up. I'll see you inside. We host calls once a week, and let's rock.
So let me get this straight. He basically showed a bunch of screenshots from Discord, which can be obviously manipulated, and then the other half were like broccoli-headed people holding stacks of cash with Rolexes and Corvettes. Yeah, man, that was really convincing, and you're gonna get all of us in the best shape of our life, but you are not in the best shape of your life.
You didn't even show graphs. You didn't show actual, like, legitimate graphs. You didn't bring on actual, like, third-party advisors to show the viability of your program. Your entire pitch is basically one gigantic "trust me, bro." Gee, I wonder why you're completely fucking broke.
In a rented Brick L penthouse? Okay, yeah, that sounds really convincing. Not, right? Oh my gosh, man. Vincent Fisher is an absolute clown. It's only gonna get worse. He's actually announced that he's leaving that apartment, so I'm quite curious as to where it goes from there. But then he got angry at people talking about sports, and yeah, here's this.
Well, man, listen, to put another man's last name across your back. It's just, bro, something doesn't sit right about that with me, It's just to scream another man's name with enjoyment and to bounce up and hey, he scored. It's just like, brother, what have you scored? The only thing we should be celebrating is your accomplishments. the only person you should be a fan of.
I can't imagine how miserable it would be to live an existence where you cannot enjoy anything that's outside of grinding for money. Man, some of my most favorite memories with my mom and dad were going to professional baseball games, just enjoying the moment, cheering for the team. Yeah, did it have any consequence for my life? No. But you know what? Actually it did, because I saw an example of teamwork, people working hard and working together for the greater goal to win, right? And I carried those values on for the rest of my life, and many other people have as well. So that's why sports matters, because it highlights working together as a team, dedicating yourself to fitness, all of these things, which Vincent Fisher could never, right? And so he'll criticize you if you cheer for Tom Brady or anybody like that, but those people actually represent the highest level of their sports, or they had to sacrifice a tremendous amount to reach that level. So of course Vincent Fisher hates them, and he also hates them because they make way more money than them. But I'll leave you with this, where bro has completely lost his mind.
Bro, did you hear? Bro, I heard that one dude, like, you know Vincent Fisher? Yeah, did 6'5" dude that's taller than us, more jacked, makes more money? Yeah, bro, his place is rented. Bro.
I said, bro. What do you suppose the over and under is that Vincent has?
What a way to end the video. I physically cringed so bad when I saw that clip. Like, these are not the wins he thinks it is. He thinks that he's gadooshing us. What a damn fool. So you know what? If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it because it helps the AMU grow. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, and we have a community Discord. So you know what? Catch you in a future AMU episode. Later.
Imagine being such a superficial weasel that you literally are preaching some kind of that you're literally preaching just work constantly, work, don't, and just and sleep, only sleep long enough to stop working, and then like after you're done sleeping, work, and just work until you fucking die. That is a cancerous mentality to have. Yes, Kason, I'm aware that is a Walter joke. I've seen that special. That... Vincent, your IQ is brown.
In or around the...
Alright, now before we get started on this next one, I've got a case of the munchies, so I'm gonna go and make myself a sandwich. I'm going to put some music on. Keep calling him Timu Carlos. At least Carlos is actually a decently written character. I'm going to find a piece of music in my OST library that's actually long enough to sustain me going out to... to make me a sandwich. Apparently saying we need to bring back fails is offensive. I don't understand why. You know, it's... because it's not offensive, like, at all. I don't know why it would be. Alrighty, what do I got? Alright, this should be good enough. So I'm gonna go make me a sandwich, and I will be back in a few minutes. we are back. Oh. I had to close the blinds and turn the light on in here so that the setting sun did not make me look like a half ghost. So, we are back. I've got my sandwich ready to go. And we got a new one from Razor Fist. This one is about the SPLC, which was recently ousted for manufacturing racial conflict in this country. And I'm just gonna let the video. I'm just gonna let it explain itself.
In or around the year 2017, a leather-clad lad with a skin tone of Tilda Swinton said in response to the obvious AstroTurf at Charlottesville something to the effect of, "This is what happens when the demand for racism exceeds the supply." And, well...
The Southern Poverty Law Center, in a massive, sweeping indictment, has been charged with allegations of fraud and using the banking system to perpetrate that fraud. I just want to talk about a couple brief things here. The Southern Poverty Law Center themselves advertise to raise money to dismantle violent extremist groups for a period of at least a decade. They use their donor network to raise money to purportedly dismantle violent extremist groups. However, the SPLC, the Southern Poverty Law Center, used the money they raised from their donor network to actually pay the leadership of these very groups. The groups, as the general laid out, include the Ku Klux Klan, the United Klans of America, Unite to Right, National Alliance, the National Socialist Movement, the Aryan Nation Motorcycle Club, and the National Socialist Party of America, and also the American Front.
When I made those...
So in summation, an NGO that was created to combat racism, combat quote-unquote hate groups, was actively financing them. All on our tax dollars. Yeah.
Remarks, I was accused of When I made those remarks, I was accused of conspiracy mongering. And while it's true I'm more paranoid than a furry LARPing in the forest on the opening day of hunting season, in this case, the term conspiracy ain't at all applicable. Reality in no way requires an occult cabal of high-back chair enthusiasts orchestrating all and sundry from the shadows. I would forward instead a far less elevated claim. Not conspiracy, but basic political tactics. Analogy time, folks. You're in a war. It's going about as well as the last 25 years of New York Mets baseball. Your army's exhausted, they're undermanned, demoralized, and facing certain extinction. Do you A, quietly await your impending death? B, sneak behind enemy lines and poison them bitches? Or C, charge at them like Eric Swalwell on an OnlyFans whore? If you chose any...
Bro. Jeez.
Thing but B, do yourself a favor and never play Command and Conquer. It's not cloak and dagger, it's bait and tackle. I've been banging this drum longer and harder than, well, Swalwell and that OnlyFans whore. But it is not sufficiently appreciated the existential dilemma Democrats faced following 2016 and 2024. And it's time to say this out loud. It was more than mere electoral annihilation. Despite population advantages propping up deep blue burgs in every state across the country and more fraud than Bernie Madoff's MasterCard, the complete collapse of their coalition and a near total public opinion reversal on every one of their pet issues, from from gay marriage to the increasingly murderous Troon platoon, Dems weren't looking at a loss or even several. They were staring down the double barrel of outright extinction. It's only after you admit this aloud that the abject desperation connoted by the great fortification of 2020 makes the slightest bit of sense. Not to mention the ongoing op we're witnessing at present. Look, to anyone who's been paying attention, the SPLC bankroll and bigotry to undermine the opposition is about as surprising as a Reddit mod who owns a cat. I'd love to finger flip and chair spin here. In fact, fuck you, I was right, fuck you, I was right.
Of course he had to bring it back. I wish he would do a new variant of it, but hey. I mean, every time I see it, it's still fun.
Here. In fact, fuck you, I was right, fuck you, I was right. But truth is, I had company in calling this op out. As a regular viewer of the recently departed Scott Adams, that dude had SPLC pinned to the wall like Elijah Schaefer on a 12-year-old boy.
Now, the SPLC has refused to list Antifa as an extremist group. What? Are you kidding me?
That alone should have been a red flag that they were not created to serve the purpose that they said they were. Because anybody with functioning eyeballs can watch an Antifa rally and know, even if you're not politically minded, that that's an extremist group. All it takes is basic common fucking sense.
And the reason I ask is because at one point, I don't know if he's still on there, but at one point, Dr. Ben Carson was on their list. If Ben Carson made the threshold, according to them, but Antifa has not, so obviously the SPLC is not a legitimate organization.
Meanwhile, the SPLC has labeled the Turning Point USA organization a hate group.
Turning Point USA, an organization so filled to the rafters with hate that its entire mission was starting conversations with people of opposing opinions and allowing them a platform to speak their freedoms, ultimately climaxing in a we can all agree to disagree. That is hate. If that qualifies as hate in your eyes, you are actually a simple jack. There's no other way to put it. You are full retard.
And they've added them to their hate map. Now, remember how I always tell you that if you know what happened, you might not know anything. But if you know who was involved, well, now you might know something. If your job is to identify ghosts, are you going to find any ghosts? Of course you will. Because you get paid for it. If your job is to identify hate groups, are you going to find some new hate groups every year? Or are you going to find all the ones that exist? And then you say, we don't even need any funding for the next year.
No, you keep finding new names to throw in nonstop to justify your existence. Otherwise, your organization either dismantles or has to reorganize to form an entirely new purpose. And then maybe once that happens, you don't get as much money in funding next year. So number one, it's a lie. Number two, it's a grift.
But I don't even know why we have a staff. We found all the hate.
What's that? Marxism's popular as poop shoot cancer thanks to Venezuela, China, and every 8th anthropology major under the yellow sun? Quick! To the cash cannons! Fund the 5 remaining racists under the yellow sun! Organize them all under a sketchy prick in a peacoat who will mysteriously disappear 10 minutes after Charlottesville pops off, never to be sighted again! Color me skeptical, but I suspected the khaki clan might be an op around the time Patriot Front put the word front in their name! Pinko commies paying people to be racist? Who knew the solution for socialism's demise was the free market? And talk about inefficient. You're paying to conjure the same spirit of ethnic antipathy the average citizen already cultivates in a single trip to the Department of Motor Vehicles? I actually spent most of my morning at the DMV today. I'm actually recording this rant to remind myself what the English language sounds like. Gavin McInnes also watched his Proud Boys organization slowly go the way of payola, and as such, as an early whistleblower, he knew all about the SPLC's shenanigans. Who knew racism pays better than the average Uber gig? Though I guess that is apropos, as groypers are about the only thing more brown than my last Uber driver. I guess I'd have more patience for those who doubt the truth of this hypothesis if it hadn't already been repeatedly proven before and after every major election cycle since 2016. Before and after 2018, the Red Mirage narrative was pushed suspiciously loudly by many of the same black pillars bloviating about a lack of electoral solutions at present. Before and after 2020, enough said. It was even worse, and for obvious reasons. And before and after 2022, we saw an even more severe expression of the self-same syndrome. Even ahead of 2024, many of the same voices now insisting all is lost were either outright endorsing Kamala or prophesying with certitude that we were donezo before even a single ballot was cast. I know because I screenshotted their flagrant attempts to demoralize as they emerged. I still have a master folder stacked to the rafters with your retardation. Some of the same voices who claim we'd kicked it all the way back then will brazenly appear in this comment section and push back on the rant I am recording at present, and I see through you like a Victoria's Secret camisole.
No, Casey, it is not Mr. Pibb. I'm actually... Shit. I just knocked my phone off of my fucking... I just knocked my phone off my desk. No, Casey, it's actually Clear American. Strawberry-flavored Clear American. It's soda water, basically. Sugar-free, carbonated water that just happens to be strawberry-flavored. Mm-hmm. It's really good. I like their strawberry flavor, and I really like their peach flavor.
Circumstances change, but the black-pilled bedwetting is eternal. What are you people on exactly? Apart from welfare, I mean. It's nice to have the confirmation and all, but keep your cash, Southern Poverty Law Center. Some of us tell racist jokes for the love of the game. I'm Razor Fist. Godspeed.
A fucking man. Maybe the SPLC can fund their ops with Patreon now. Why not? I mean, they were probably paying Patreon to deplatform conservative content creators, so it wouldn't shock me. I mean, let's be real here. How many quote-unquote conservative commentators are actually on the SPLC's payroll? I mean, I'm not outright saying Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens and Tim Pool could be on that list, but it would not shock me. Or Nick Fuentes. Ooh.
The Jews steal our money through the Zionist-occupied government and use the black man to bring drugs into our oppressed white minority communities.
You're not going to open with that, are you?
Lots
Oh, any time of the day is a good time for a Seinfeld clip. All right, so this one literally dropped minutes before the stream started. This is part 2 of Bubba tearing down Princess Azuli. Jesus. I think we actually have. Yeah, we have three more videos lined up for the stream. We got this. We got a new one from Matozy on Wes Watson, and new video from Gara. So let's just get straight into it.
Last time on the Alpha Male Universe.
I have an uncle that is in prison that nobody knows about. I've never even shared his name. He's the biggest gangster in Israel. In the history of Israel. I've never seen him, never talked to him. I just know him from the news.
It's because you made him up.
So he's been locked up since you were...
No, he's been locked up for a few years now, but I think he's got like 50 years in prison. But if he says tomorrow in the prisons in Israel, nobody eats, everybody's fasting.
Bullshit.
Everybody's fasting. In all the prisons, everybody's fasting. He was like
why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god. Stop fucking lying.
Pablo Escobar.
Welcome back to the Alpha Male Universe. Now we're back here again with another Princess Azule video. And we have a lot of things to cover because...
Dude! Oh my lord.
Because he did a 4-hour podcast. Yeah, I'll say that again. A 4-fucking-hour podcast. Just full of the most ridiculous, outlandish claims. And in the last episode, he was claiming that he was basically connected to a Pablo Escobar level figure. He was talking about how he took on 30 men like Riley Reid and a whole bunch more. If you're interested in that episode, check out the previous one, okay? But today's video is basically going to be whatever someone in the Discord community discovered, because I didn't watch his 4-hour interview. Someone else did in the Bubba Discord. So a big shout out to Jester, right? So without further ado, let's get this show on the fucking road.
Getting into what I was doing, anything that I was doing in my life, everybody knew who I was. So when I was a gangster, everybody knew who Ben Azulai was. Ben Azulai wasn't just a name. I turned it into a statement. I used to have people call me and say, listen to me, if you ever mess with me, I'm gonna break your face. I said, who the fuck are you? Do you know who you're calling? And he says, listen, I don't care who I'm calling. If I'm gonna call Ben Azulai, he's gonna come kill you. You better watch out. He's calling me because I, at some party, gave his buddy a smack, and he thinks he's a gangster, and he's calling me. He doesn't know I'm Ben Azulai.
That's funny.
I used to show up to places and tell people, move. And he tells me, oh, you're going to tell to move. You don't know my brother Ben Azulai is going to come destroy you. People used my name on me.
Wow.
They didn't even know what I looked like. Ben Azulai was a statement.
I'm gonna be real, guys. 1 minute in, and I'm already suffering. If you already clicked off this video, I don't blame you, man. Because part 2 of this gangster bullshit, and I thought the Pablo Escobar claims were bad. This is getting even worse. So let me get this straight, right?
What? Ben, how inoperable is your brain tumor exactly?
When British Honduras became Belize, they designed a new flag with a tree on it, and I would like to hang myself from that tree.
He's acting like he's John Wick, where people are basically saying, oh, Ben Azule is the Baba Yaga of the world. And I'm saying it, and it's fucking stupid. It's so stupid. And I understand some of it's rage bait, but if you've been following along with the chin this bitch story, right? He actually believes this bullshit. That's the wild thing. So, I'm already suffering, guys. For you. It's for you I make these videos for.
People used my name on me.
Wow.
They didn't even know what I looked like. Ben Azulai was a statement. Ben Azulai arrived, everybody walks
Ben
out.
Azulai was a fear tactic for people that weren't you to use.
Listen,
crazy.
It was
Fucking
nuts.
crazy.
It was nuts. In the valley, everybody didn't know why the fuck they're even using my name, but they heard story on top of stories on top of stories.
The mystery
from
man,
other
Ben
people.
Azulai.
From other people. And my dad told me, if you're not going to be a fucking killer, you're not a real man. You need to be fucking cold-hearted. Literally, like, this is what he told me. So then if you go to prison, don't worry, I'll take care of you. I'll pull you out of there.
So in the last episode where we were discussing this brain rot podcast, I had questions about the legitimacy of the interviewer. Well, okay, let me reframe it. Basically, I thought he was a paid actor, and then people in the comment sections informed me he's actually interviewed other people. This is indeed a real-ass human being, and the fact that he just glazes all the way down the shaft is wild. Like, he doesn't even have any pushback. He awkwardly adjusts his hat. He's just going along with it. I mean, come on, man. Like, how about you have some dignity for yourself and check this lame? But also, what's up with the inconsistencies with how the father treats the princess, right? He talks about how, oh yeah, he never told me that he was proud of me and he hated me. But in this clip, he's talking about how he would literally like break his son out of prison.
Listen, don't worry, I'll take care of you.
Yeah, you can't. That is a very good point. You can have one or the other. You can't do both. Why can't you? Why are you such a terrible fucking liar that you can't even keep your made-up fan fiction story straight? It's all right, Kason. I already played the played the British Honduras clip that that says it all.
I'll pull you out of there. Somebody ever messes with you, stab him in the throat. Right to the throat. Don't go anywhere else. And my dad kind of wanted to turn me into an animal, and that's also why he would beat me anytime I'd come. Like, you know, if I turned my back to him, he'd kick me.
Literally training you like a guard dog pit bull.
Yeah, but then he started to get even angry with me. Almost like, well, as I start to get older and start to get stronger, he wanted to show me that he's more powerful than I am. So then, shut the fuck up. Looked at me like this at dinner table.
Are you trying to frame this as a positive thing? Because it's not. Like, that's extremely fucked up.
It's that cold hard stare. Worse than any words.
Put your fucking eyes down.
That's what he would say?
Put your eyes down before I take them out. Then I'd have to put my eyes down.
Damn.
Anytime I'd come home, I'd have to put my eyes down. So when I'd leave the house, I'd fucking bring my eyes back up. And anybody that would say something to me, they'd feel me. They'd feel it. They'd feel the fucking tension. Because it was a fucking do or die in that moment. And then my mother got cancer.
Sorry for that.
And my mother almost died.
She's still here. Shout out to moms.
Shout out to moms, but talk about the fucking...
Ben, you should follow Kurt Cobain's example, and I'm not talking about music.
Menace to society.
The pain and the rage inside of you probably bursting, bubbling, boiling.
Imagine for 15 years.
Was it just me, or did bro almost laugh when the princess said that his mom had cancer? I really feel like that guy almost laughed. At this point, the guy who's interviewing him might as well just make him like a side character in the AMU. Have this guy interview every single character we have covered, because, to be honest, he's making this podcast even funnier.
If Ben Azuli ever comes to a screeching halt, this guy's face is going to get buried halfway up his ass.
Dude, it is so awkward. It is so awkward. Him just sitting there and taking it all. I mean, what was up with the weird...
I got a feeling that's not the only taking it all he's done regarding Benazuli today.
Stare down. And then the dog. The dog, honestly, guys, is like my fun... Like, it's the most fun part about editing these videos because it's just perfect. The dog just staring at him with... Just looking him into the eyes while he's telling this bullshit story. Oh my gosh. This is definitely a video for the ages.
Dad is just crazy. Don't pay attention to him. One day you're gonna grow up and you're gonna love your kids. So she was there by my side, and she got cancer when I was 15. And the doctor looks at me and tells me, look, she might not make it. I told him, doctor, if she doesn't make it, we're all not gonna make it.
Ben's gonna kill everybody.
We're all not gonna fucking make it.
Damn.
Oh, shit!
It did not happen. This did not fucking happen. I don't believe for a fraction of a percentage of a second that it fucking happened. Like sincerely, from the bottom of my heart.
Take a big step back and literally fuck your own face!
That's deep, bro.
That's how I felt at that time.
I got the feeling that's not the first time today that he told Benazuli, that's deep, bro.
And then everybody was afraid of me. Everybody. Imagine I got jumped when I was 13. I bought an Uzi to make sure nobody ever jumps me again.
Fucking didn't!
When I was 15, my mom got cancer. I was ready to use it.
Damn.
I was ready to fucking use it.
Didn't.
And I was a very, very, very dangerous young man.
No, you weren't.
So when I came out of that...
No, you weren't. There was a guy who went to high school with Azuli who told a story about him being caught. We might have reacted to it on the show before. I can't fucking remember. There's so much retardation coming out of this guy's mouth all at once. It's near impossible to keep track of it all. But there was a guy who went to school with Azuli who had a story about it was like senior year or whatever. They were outside the school. There was Azuli, and he was, I guess practicing his bars, because I guess he thought he was I guess he fancied himself the next B Rabbit, like a Jewish Eminem or whatever. And I'm blanking on the guy's name, but dude basically told him, hey, nobody wants to hear any of that shit. And so Azuli went and threw a fucking temper tantrum at him. Was like, who the fuck do you think you are, guy? And then dude literally rocked him just a straight fist right to the face, to his nose, drops him cold on his ass. He gets up, Azuli gets up, he's holding his nose, and he goes running like a little bitty bitch. So, and now, whether or not that story is completely 100% true, I'm not sure, but it's more believable than anything coming out of this motherfucker's mouth. And given the way that Ben immediately resorted to crashing out and attacking that dude's character after he told that story on the internet, I'm inclined to believe it actually is true. So Ben, you got one shot and then you went running like a baby. You're not hard. Well, you're not hard as in you're not tough. you are hard in another way, talking to this guy across the room from you. That I am 100% certain of.
So let me get this straight. The princess was gonna run down the doctor with a fucking Uzi if he couldn't save his mom? And he's honestly probably being dead serious about that, right? Because this guy just doesn't have all of his bolts tightened up in his head, right? He is such a weirdo. Like, this is not the flex you think it is. Like, this is why it is the AMU, the Alpha Male Universe, because it's filled with some wacky ass men who think that this is what being a masculine man is. It's not. You don't run down a doctor with a damn ass Uzi because he couldn't save your mom.
I meant for more. My mother survived. Still going through some surgeries, but she survived. Went with her to chemo, so a very hard time. But when I came out of jail, I was like, I'm never coming back. And I don't care how degrading of a job I have to do. I'm gonna get my life back.
Was it LA County?
It was the Twin Towers.
Oh yeah, worst place.
So once I got out, I looked for a job. And I found this guy and I worked for him in sales.
What were you selling? Sales and what?
And I was selling air conditioners.
Okay.
And within 3 months of showing him how much I'm passionate about his business and how much I needed an older brother, and he was 34, I was 19. I showed him how passionate I was. I would work from morning to night, and sometimes...
Alright, I have no idea about what the fuck the Twin Towers is in Los Angeles. If anyone knows about that, please comment down below so he can educate me in the community, because he's making it sound like he ran the yard. Oh, another Wes Watson. You can join him in the Broward County Jail if you want, princess. But he talks about how he went and he started hustling with like these air conditioning units. It really honestly sounded like he was getting pounded by that boss. I mean, the way he was making it sound like he was like, I really need a big bro in my life. I mean, man, he got something showed to him that was big and changed his life.
We put on suits, get inside the attic, start cleaning up the attic, doing the job overnight while people are sleeping downstairs, just so they don't cancel the job on me. So it's going to be 100% money in.
No, you
After
didn't.
3 months, he told me, listen, I don't even know.
No, you did. Nobody was doing that job while... Nobody does that kind of work while people are asleep downstairs. The contractors only work during the daytime. Do you have any idea the amount of legal liabilities that surface from from doing night work as a contractor? If you're doing that, no, of course you don't, because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
What to do with you. You're the best salesman, you're the hardest working person, you're so loyal to me, you'll die for me. Be my business partner.
That's crazy.
And I was 19. But everything was on
No, you weren't.
handshake. I didn't know what contracts are or not. He's not gonna fuck me. If he's gonna fuck, how is he gonna fuck me? You know, I came from the gangster world. He's afraid. He's not gonna fuck me.
And not just that.
Oh, he's gonna fuck you, just in a completely different fashion.
Yeah, you're making him the most money. Why would he fuck you?
Exactly. Eventually he fucked me.
Oh.
That's how I...
Well, I didn't expect that to come out of his mouth, considering the previous joke I just made, and I'm reacting to this video raw. I mean, he probably got screwed over in his business, but maybe he just admitted to getting his cheeks beat up. Like, he just could not hold that in. Well, that is going to conclude this Princess Azula episode. I can only take about 10 minutes of this guy, and then I start wanting to just, like, sign off of YouTube. So, if you enjoyed it, please be sure to smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and swing on by the community Discord for 24/7 AMU shenanigans. I had a lot of fun with this one, and we'll check back in to see what went down in this brain rot 4-hour podcast in a future episode. Until then, guys, later.
This self-proclaimed TikTok alpha male influencer just got a reality check from the judge because Wes Watson was already out on bond, but he was just arrested again on multiple felony charges tied to a domestic violence case. And after that, he ignored a direct warning from the court, and I guess a judge has now revoked his bond entirely, meaning...
Good! You push the boundaries of fuck around and find out in Florida. Good! You deserve it. You deserve it for pushing the boundaries of fuck around and find out anyway. Why the fuck was he allowed bond anyways?
He's not getting out anytime soon. The dude is locked up, yet again.
A well-known fitness influencer was caught by cops.
He was arrested for allegedly beating up his girlfriend and was so vicious, say police, she had bruises all over her body.
I mean, his whole brand is essentially being the guy who used to be locked up, but he got his life together with pure discipline. But now, I don't know, I guess that discipline's just missing because now he's locked up again. So here we are talking about Wes Watson yet again. So where are things standing right now? Well, Wes Watson is not getting out. And after his latest arrest in Broward County, he went into court thinking that he would be able to post bond and walk free like before. But there was just one massive problem for him. The judge had already warned him. If you get arrested again while you're out on bond, that bond is gone. And of course, that's exactly what happened because a Miami-Dade County judge officially revoked his bond after the new arrest, which means he's now sitting in jail, awaiting trial with no release date in sight, and his attorney can now file motions, and I guess they can try to fight it, but as of right now, he's staying locked up. So obviously, you have that whole other incident with the $115,000.
Good, so he can no longer be a threat to his fiance that he assaulted and kidnapped and wouldn't let her leave his residence. He's no longer a threat to her, and he's back where he belongs, so he can get his cheeks clapped.
Bond from the case that we've also covered here on this channel revolving the whole alleged gym assault incident. You see, that alleged incident is still active, and I guess...
Alleged? No, he actually got his... No, he actually straight up, him and his butt buddies, straight up assaulted a man. It was on fucking camera. There is no alleged about it.
When this new situation happened, it wasn't just another arrest, it was a violation of the conditions that he was already under. So that's the kind of thing that judges don't play around with. So there's now newly released footage of police showing up and taking him right into custody and serving him with a domestic violence restraining order right there on the spot.
Two things. One is we need to serve a restraining order on you.
What's restraining order?
Domestic violence restraining order.
He's trying to get money from you guys. Okay. I have the screenshots. I have screenshots. Hey, call my lawyer.
So now you have two active cases, multiple felony charges, and a judge who's already made it very clear that he's just done giving chances. And as a reminder of what his latest arrest is about, his victim had gone to the Miami Heat game with a friend. And at some point, a video or photo from the game made its way back to Wes. So...
God dang, Jason. Hey, it's Shrimp Dick.
Police say that he got angry over what she was wearing and accused her of being disrespectful and, I guess, cheating on him. And this is where things escalate dramatically. So, when she returned to his residence, he confronted her and it turned very violent. Police say that he physically restrained her, shook her, and then applied pressure to her neck. And they also allege that he threw her to the ground, dragged her by her hair, and struck her multiple times. We've known for a while this guy's been a scumbag, but if any of this is true, he's a monster. Because at one point, investigators say that he forcibly slammed her head into a table. And of course, it doesn't even stop there, so what did he do next? Well, he apparently did not allow her to leave the residence, so her movement was then restricted, and she was being threatened throughout the entire experience. And that's where the false imprisonment charge comes into play, because this wasn't described as a quick argument that got out of hand. It left her with visible injuries, including bruising and cuts, and this all happened while he was already out on bond for another violent case. So, from a legal standpoint, this isn't just about, like, what happened inside that house. Apparently, it's a pattern. Obviously, this is if all this is true. But that's most likely how all of this is going to be framed moving forward. Because
apparently, he's not having a good time in prison. Because they're reminding him exactly where he sits on the pecking order. Which is right at the fucking bottom. Yeah, he's not the top dog alpha male in prison. No, he's or in jail, I guess is the better word. He's not the top dog in lockup. He's the bottom bitch.
Because both these cases involve violence. Both are still active, and now completely stacked on top of each other. So the first case I'm talking about is the arrest over the fight that happened in the Miami gym, Elevation Fitness. In this situation, Wes is claiming self-defense for the whole fight, which you know is insane considering, you know, him and his friends are on video kicking the guy and using gym equipment on him while he was already on the ground. So, I don't know what all that is about, but I digress. I'm just saying this looks awful for him. Them claiming self-defense, trying to show that he's not controlled by his anger, and then he gets arrested for a horrific case of domestic violence. This is just the pinnacle of stupidity. Remember, why did Wes think this guy came to the gym to fight him?
I'm famous. I get 90 million messages a day.
Okay, I mean, this guy is just so unbelievably obnoxious. Granted, though, it's not like he was doing well at convincing the court that he didn't have any anger problems even before he was arrested yet again. Because right before he held his girlfriend captive and hurt her, his disposition involved him making fun of the lawyer and just throwing an absolute toddler fit. I am not exaggerating. He said things to the lawyer like, you're busted. Like, you're talking about stupid Why does he get to cut me off? Your questions are like belonging in a circus. You're like an old dude from Florida or something. Like, dude, why are you saying all this in court? Shut up. Let your lawyer do the talking unless you are specifically asked a question to answer. Honestly, he is pretty much at the top of crash outs. So when Wes got arrested again in Brown...
Hey, remember, TRT, prolonged use of high-grade anabolic steroids like TRT, like Trenbolone, can cause permanent brain damage, which that's probably what Wes is dealing with, is permanent brain damage from prolonged use of high-grade anabolic steroids. In other words, fucking retarded.
Howard County. It wasn't just like some new charges, it was a violation tied directly to that original case. And that's why the judge didn't hesitate at all when it came to revoking his bond, because from the court's perspective, this is clearly a pattern. So you've got one alleged violent incident still unresolved, then another one happens just while you're out on bond for the first one. And that's exactly the kind of situation where judges stop giving the benefit of the doubt. Apparently there were also others in the house while all this was happening, and they didn't step in. In fact, investigators say that one of them was actively told to make sure the victim didn't leave. And at one point, he was allegedly positioned by the door while everything was going on, basically acting like a barrier.
He had his own personal employees threaten her. He had his own personal employees oversee her to see what she was doing on the phone, Your Honor. I think there's even made reference to the victim that she effectively felt like she was being held hostage.
So naturally, the next big question is, why are these people not being charged? Well, now we have an answer. So one of them, Jose, has now been arrested. And the charges against him are serious because he's facing felony false imprisonment, just like Wes, along with witness tampering, which, in simple terms means authorities believe there was some kind of attempt of influence or to interfere with the victim, whether that's pressure, threats, or trying to control what's being said. But what makes this even more interesting is not everyone present has been charged. So at least one other person who was there hasn't been arrested. And I guess when you see that, when one person gets hit with multiple felonies and another person walks free, it raises some pretty obvious questions. Did someone talk? Because in situations like this, wouldn't that be how it goes? I don't know. I'm just a villager idiot. We're just covering the situation with the available information to us right now. Now, nothing's been officially confirmed on that front, but by the way this is playing out, it definitely feels like something else is going on behind the scenes. And
it would not shock me. It really would not shock me if somebody squealed.
If that's true, this could become a huge factor in what happens next in court. So, since he's been taken into custody, Wes hasn't exactly been walking around like, the guy that you see online anymore. So, according to John Bravo, who talked to Wes's old employee...
Yeah, because in lockup, they really don't tolerate guys who hurt women, at all. They don't tolerate guys who hurt women. They don't tolerate guys who hurt children. You are actually lower than shit in their eyes. Justifiably so.
Employees and people who've been inside the jail, the moment he came in, most of the inmates already knew who he was, and they weren't buying the whole alpha persona.
Because I ended up talking to two employees, former employees who worked for Wes, right? And they stayed in the house with him. He said, one day, John, he goes, I woke up and I saw Peggy sitting on the kitchen table with a mountain of that creatine and his face stuck in it like Al Pacino from Scarface. I've never seen a white man do that and not drop dead. So this was taking a lot. So I wanted to find out how this doing with all that withdrawals in the jail, right? I ended up speaking to 2 people who were in the jail who could tell me the story of what's going on with him. And they told me, they go, John, listen, when he got here, all those inmates, most of them knew who he was and they weren't having any of his.
So instead of being loud and control like he is on camera, he's reportedly been keeping to himself. And a big reason for that might be what he's dealing with physically right now, because based on reports from people familiar with his lifestyle, he was using a mixture of substances. Everything from, I don't know how much I can even say on this channel. A whole bunch of the gym bro stuff. When you suddenly get locked up, that stops immediately, and that's where things get rough. So there are claims that his withdrawals are really bad, and he's actually had to be moved to a separate unit in the jail, specifically for inmates going through detox. So now, instead of the guy online preaching discipline, control, and mental toughness, you have someone sitting in a jail unit dealing with the reality of coming off everything at once, and I guess the reality of his own actions. And the reason this is being mentioned and why it's so ironic is because if you go back and listen to his content, he talks consistently about having control of your impulses, mastering your habits, being unshakable no matter what. But now all of that is being tested in the one place where I guess you can't fake it. So he's now facing multiple felony charges across 2 separate cases, and there are going to be hearings, motions, and eventually a trial, unless something gets resolved before that. But honestly, with everything stacked on top of each other like this, it's going to be serious. And we're talking about charges that can carry real prison time if he's convicted. And on top of that, you've got this added layer of violating bond conditions, which judges tend to take very seriously when it comes to sentencing and decisions moving forward. So now, instead of being online telling people how to live their lives, he's sitting in a cell, waiting to find out what happens to his own. And I guess at this point, the only thing left to see is how all this plays out in court. And I'll keep you guys updated. So hey, if you're new here,
the only thing more important than a grown man trying to tell other people how to live their lives is the dipshits who give that person money in return for it. That's all I'm going to say.
My name is Arling, or A to Z, or Atozy on the internet, and we talk about the laughably stupid stuff that unfolds on the internet, and or shocking stuff. So feel free to subscribe, drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Peace.
How do I... All right. We are now in the last video that I have queued up for the evening, and then once this video is wrapped up, I am going to cap off the stream. So, I have not had a chance to play Pragmata yet. I don't know how many of you guys have, but it is taking the internet by storm. As I understand it, it has already sold well over 1 million copies. Which is crazy because I don't remember hearing much of anything about this game beyond I think when it was unveiled recently at one of the expos. I can't even remember which one, but it's been blowing up across the internet, and a lot of it is attributed to the almost... Did I do a playthrough of the demo? Hey, there you go. A lot of it is being attributed to the almost the sort of father-daughter like dynamic between the player character Hugh and the android the AI-powered android character Diana. Hugh suit reminds me of Vanquish. Isn't Vanquish also a Capcom game? Which would actually... So that would check out. But like I said... but unfortunately... Oh no, it's a Sega game? Okay. Okay then. But unfortunately, because a lot of people are in love with the dynamic between Hugh and Diana, there's also a lot of people who have been coming out of the woodwork with, let's just say, some spicy takes that make one wonder if their hard drives need to be checked. And unfortunately, Gara has found one such person in this video. 2 Capcom games in a row, saying if you touch her, I will end you. Yeah? Dude, Capcom is on a generational run right now. And God bless them for it. But anyway.
How do I keep doing it? No, seriously, I don't understand. It's like I got a magical attraction to finding the stupidest takes about Pragmata. Like, it literally gravitates to my hands, and I'm just like, oh, great, more content. But seriously, though, it's not about me posting the 3rd day in a row with a video for you guys to see. No. It's basically about that. I'm literally finding more dumb takes about Pragmata. And somehow, some flipping of a Hercules a type of a way, I found a freaking take that is worse than Harmon Smith's take. I'm not joking. What?
For those who don't know, Harmon Smith is a notorious Nintendo guzzler, or Nintendo glazer, who accused Pragmata of being lolicon bait. So that should tell you where his priorities are. He's fiercely protective of Emily and Requiem. Yeah? I mean, who wouldn't be? It's kind of like the whole Grace and Emily thing. I wouldn't put it on the same level as Claire and Sherry, but I'm also biased because RE2 was my gateway into the series. But then again, Harmon Smith thinks that any game that isn't a first-party Nintendo game or is not exclusive to a Nintendo console is automatically dog shit by default. You know, Nintendo glazers, I should say, are like the Disney adults of the gaming industry. They really are. Okay, my nose won't stop itching. Let's just keep going.
Watch this.
What's going on? Like, I get that could be innocent, but it's like you're making me feel weird because I have to point this out now. And then you're going to be like, what? This is not... No, it is. That's weird. Like, what's going on? So, like, I'm sorry, but this is clearly appealing to freaks. And this is just the Japanese, once again. I mean, that's another thing, too. If it wasn't the Japanese, the people with the anime thing and whatever. I mean, I understand Genshin Impact is Chinese and all that kind of stuff, but whatever. The point is, you know what I'm talking about.
Let's get this over with.
Check his hard drive.
About this, even though it's a sensitive topic, but it shouldn't be a sensitive topic. It's actually very obvious and straightforward. Lolly shit is obviously disgusting, and anyone who enjoys it is a freak.
Well, I can wholeheartedly agree with that one, because you know what? I have a special place for those type of people.
Wood chipper! I had to do it.
I understand there's a bunch of Genshin Impact players or whoever else out there that just have mind-melting issues with, that kind of stuff.
Well, sorry to break it to you, dude, but those type of people that you're trying to mention right now, they're in every single piece of media, especially in Pokemon. Like, if you actually think it's sickening with the Genshin Impact community, you haven't seen the Pokemon community. It is insignificant compared to Genshin's impact fucked up, shit we're talking about.
Now, why is that relevant here? Well, obviously...
That's not even an exaggeration, which is the sad part. Like... That, like, the people in the Pokemon community, like... Y'all need Jesus. Point blank, end of story.
Obviously, it's relevant to Pragmata because one of the main characters is a child. And the thing about that in and of itself is that having children in video games is not a problem.
Oh god, here we go with the over-explaining. My favorite part.
It's actually a good thing in some cases where you have a story where there are children in it and it makes it more compelling.
2 hours later.
That's happening. Like, it's not really a spoiler because it happens in the very beginning of the game, like in the first 30 minutes, is that you're basically on the moon.
It says internal error occurred? Really? Because it's showing up fine on my end. Yeah, it's, stream is still... Let's check the page itself. Yeah, it's still doing... Must be your side.
And then you're going to this ship or this kind of installation on the moon, and there's...
I have a question. For God.
Supposed to be people there, and they're not there. And it's for some reasons that you don't really know, and you find out because of AI and different things like that.
Oh, when you tried to comment the banning mods. Yeah. That... I did notice that Capcom was banning mods, because... people were modding some, like, really weird shit on Diana. I mean, people were modding some weird shit on Grace, too, in Requiem, so...
I actually haven't gotten too far into the story, but the point is there's some kind of catastrophe, like a lot of different space games in general. Like,
you haven't gotten too far in the story, but you're making a review on the game. Or did you just see a bandwagon to hop onto, and you saw an easy avenue to gain some clicks for yourself? You disingenuous cunt.
Dead Space or whatever. Girl's name. The main character Ripley finds Newt, or the team finds Newt, and that's kind of one of the main arcs is her saving Newt, and it's like a mother-daughter thing. It's this whole thing surrounded by the fact that has to do with Alien and the weird, like, you know, sexual motherhood-like aspects to the creature and all those kinds of things and themes.
You couldn't just say motherhood aspect, you had to say sexual motherhood aspect? What? What? How inoperable is your brain tumor exactly?
Play into that movie. It's very important.
God, this dude just sits here and makes comparisons between other fucking media that have little children and dolls that work together like Aliens and The Last of Us, and he just jumps through so much explanation and bullshit, and he explains the beginning plot of this game, and I'm just sitting here like, dude, shut up, please. It's like been like 5 minutes, and this is the only thing that you've been talking about. Like, for the love of God, get to your point before my brain just explodes everywhere into infinity and beyond. Like, yeah, I get it. Whatever.
If it takes you more than... If it takes you that long to get to the meat of your video, to get to the thesis of your video... Your video's way too fucking long. Cut that shit out.
Just move on and explain your point, for the love of God.
Embrace those kinds of different themes coming up in games. That would be kind of cool to explore those aspects. But is that happening here in Pragmata? Unfortunately, no. Because you just come to the station on the moon and you meet Diana, which is her name. She's a robot, not to give too much spoilers, but she's basically a robot. And there's really no reason for her to be a child.
So let me get this straight. It is obvious you haven't gotten to that point to where they explain to you why they're children in the first place. Oh boy, I can't wait to see his full review and see how it bites him in the ass. This one's going to be really funny. And on top of that, too, the same thing could be said about Aliens, The Last of Us. They didn't need to be children in the first place, so you could use that...
Yeah, Newt didn't need to be a little kid. Ellie didn't need to be a teenage girl. So why don't you apply that same logic? Oh wait, because there's a giant bandwagon to hop on to farm some easy clicks out of.
same dumbass logic with those pieces of media too. But that's even dumber, even on tape, up on in discussion too. Like, it's so dumb, I'm fucking up right now.
Now, they might make up some reason in the story, in the lore, for her to be a child. Well, who cares? It doesn't matter, because it's not a real person, which makes it weirder.
And you are a ridiculous, immature, half-wit moron.
Again, same logic.
I have never heard a sadder, more attention-starved, jabbering little prick in my entire life, and that says a lot because I've been alive for more than 200 fucking years.
That could be applied to The Last of Us and Aliens. Why is there a kid in the first place? Huh? That seems a little weird. Do you see how stupid your argument is for that right there? Do you see how lackluster, the lack of depth there is to that fucking argument?
And then it's also that it doesn't have to be a child. Like, there's no reason. You just made up a reason because you wanted to put a child in the game. And then there's other weird things, like, why does she have no pants and no shoes on? She's just barefoot running around, has this giant coat.
Because she's an android.
You haven't been paying attention to the inner lore, haven't you? You haven't been paying attention to the exchanges between Hugh and Diana. Do you understand the reason why she's barefooted in the first place? Because the character literally asks her right after the second phase of fighting the second boss, and they go back into the safe area, the safe hub, literally asks her, why aren't you wearing, like, shoes or something? And she literally replies with, my battery gets charged when I run on the ground. That's the reason why I don't wear shoes. She's literally telling you she gets power that is being generated under her feet. Second off, if you want clothes on her the way that you want to deem it as clothes, guess what, partner? Do you know the pre-order bonus that people got? Guess what? If you got the game and you got it before, like, April 24th or something like that, you get a free skin called a Bushido, like I have with my character on here. Guess what? You can put it on her to where she has pants on and she has fucking shoes on. So if it's much of a fucking problem for you, go, seriously, put it on.
I know that's like a stylistic choice, and the thing is, you're making me point it out, and it makes me feel weird. Like, I'm not the one that's weird, you're weird. Why are you, what's happening here?
Check his hard drive.
Like, can't you just give, what is this? Give her clothes, what's happening?
I don't like where this is going.
Okay, dude, listen to me right now. If you have to go to this great lengths to where you have to justify looking at her clothes, other people aren't the problem in this situation. You are. You are sitting here justifying looking at a kid's clothes, trying to justify that people are creeps for having this, or fucking developers are creeps for having this in the game in the first place. Like, just stop. Just for the love of God,
stop! That's what's happening. And then in the second level of the game, there's like, I don't know, a bikini thing on mannequins, and you're running around the mannequins, and they're just like asses are out and the boobs. Like, what?
God, he didn't pay attention to the lore at all. Dude, obviously humans lived here. The area that you're in, they tried to copy New York before everything went to shit. Did you even pay attention?
And I'm obviously not saying that...
Either he didn't or he did, and he's being disingenuous for easy clicks. My guy. The fact that you are twisting yourself into a pretzel this hard to complain about something in this game... Yes, you are the fucking problem. You are the fucking weirdo. What you are doing right now is verbally projecting. And that's assuming you're being genuine, because I don't know if you are. You're probably not being genuine. You're probably being disingenuous, because again, this is an easy topic to farm some clicks out of. Either or.
that mannequins in the game are a big deal by themselves. That's the thing. Everything with this game, it's just like plausible deniability because it's not bad in itself. But the fact that there's these mannequins here and then the characters have a specific conversation about the mannequins.
Real people got that lifeblood in them.
You're right. And no blood means no moving.
No. I mean, humans got a certain warmth to them.
Oh! Over 36 degrees Celsius, right?
No. Just forget it.
And then they're everywhere, and they specifically have sexualized clothing on them, is the weird part.
This asshole just took out half of the context just to make this game look bad purposely. You know what?
So he is a disingenuous cunt.
Here's a recording from my recording session where he was explaining it to her. Dude, you've got problems.
Look, there's a bunch of dolls all lined up.
It's a mannequin. They're made to look like humans to show off clothes and stuff. They might look the part, but real people got that lifeblood in them.
You're right. And no blood means no moving.
No. I mean, humans got a certain warmth to them.
Oh! Over 36 degrees Celsius, right?
No.
There's a beacon. It's so close.
Come on. There's got to be another way.
Because why are there these like weirdly and oddly sexual themes going on in a game where you're rescuing a child?
Is New York City always like this?
This isn't really the city. It's more like your average shopping area.
You are either stupid, you didn't pay attention, or you're purposely taking this out of context. They are in a replicated place on the moon that is almost exactly like New York. Do you remember not going around, seeing all the buildings, seeing all the traffic, all the lights? That kind of looks like fucking New York. Spoiler alert.
Like, that doesn't make any sense. That shouldn't be there. Now, if you had, like, a New York City thing, like they do, and there's one shop with a mannequin in that has a bikini on, okay, whatever. That's not a big deal. But the fact that you're pointing these things out directly, and it's, like, directly involved with the conversations with the child, is the thing that makes it weird.
The foolishness of that comment is so deep, I can only ascribe it to higher education. You have to have gone to college to say something that stupid.
Where's the lie? Only a pseudo-intellectual would go to this great lengths to think that they were making an argument. Your IQ is brown, dude.
No, now I'm cutting it down to either you're stupid as hell, or you are purposely taking these things out of context, because now what it seems is that you're trying to sway into the opinions about this game is for, well, let's just see the Bears, if you catch my drift.
And like I said, it's always plausible deniability, where it's like, well, that's not actually, we didn't mean anything. You're the weird one for pointing it out. It's like, no, I'm not. You are. Stop being weird.
Oh no, we're beyond the weirdo part now, because right now you have taken this game out of context multiple times. Second off, you have made multiple comments to as how this character right here, Diana right here, the little android right here, about her clothing repeatedly, and you kept drilling it home. And third off, you kept saying throughout your whole video, I'm not the weirdo, you were the weirdo. Like, really? Nobody's accusing you of being a weirdo. But
We'll say the gameplay is definitely unique, and you get a costume in the demo. Hey, cool. It does look like it's got a neat little. It does look like it has an interesting mechanic with the whole hacking gimmick.
Guess what? Now I'm accusing you of being a weirdo.
What's happening? And then there was a part where he said, hold on to your hiney.
Hold on to your hiney.
My what?
Like something out of an amusement park here.
Where?
I'll tell you later.
I'm sorry. This man is purposely taking it out of context.
Yes, he most definitely is. I do intend to get it at some point. It's only $60 for standard edition. Yeah, I noticed that it's $60 on Steam too. So, I feel like I'm talking in circles. This guy's a total reet.
Like, no, I'm dead serious. This dude legitimately saw the whole thing unwind in front of him to where he's just basically making a joke like, hang on, I'm gonna jump off and like do some crazy stuff, you know, just being like a little bit of a jokester with her, poking a little fun with her. And then he takes it out of context like he's the fucking, you know what, next clip.
What's going on? Like, I get that could be innocent, but it's like, you're making me feel weird because I have to point this out now. And then you're going to be like, what? This is not... No, it is. That's weird. Like, what's going on? So, like,
I mean, there is something weird going here, and it's you. But again, that's assuming you're being completely genuine in your critique, which you're fucking not.
I'm sorry, but this is clearly appealing to freaks. And this is just the Japanese, once again. I mean, that's another thing, too. If it wasn't the Japanese, you know, the people with the anime thing and whatever. I mean, I understand Genshin Impact is Chinese and all that kind of stuff, but whatever. The point is, you know what I'm talking about.
Bro. Why you gotta go in on the developers' ethnicity like that?
Listen, I'm going to be frankly honest with you guys. That right there, like, I don't want to throw the word around because you guys know I don't like throwing around words just willy-nilly like everybody else on the freaking internet, but is that racist?
Yes.
Is he's singling out Japanese people, specifically Capcom, saying you guys heard him.
To pretend that you don't know what I'm talking about, you're just lying. Come on now.
Yes, he most definitely is just saying something extraordinarily racist.
It's the Japanese. What's going on, Japanese people? Stop doing this. What is happening with you guys? You need to fix yourself, okay? I understand that some things happened, like 80 years, like you were an imperial power, you were very awesome, people were cool, awesome in the sense that you were powerful, whatever, and then some things happen to you, and now this is where you're at, and your birth rate's declining, and this is the kind of shit you make, okay?
Hi, I'm Chris Raygun, and you're watching What the Fuck?
Clip that and send it to me. Yeah, I've been meaning to clip that one for myself too. Oh.
So let me get this straight. You're worried about them being, you catch my drift of what I'm trying to say here without getting demonetized to hell and back. You're accusing them of being those type of people when we in America have people in power that are doing these type of things that you're accusing Japanese people of doing right now. And we're not just talking about like like certain allegations. We're talking about the files. You catch my drift? And oh no, yeah, but that Japs are a problem, right? They're the ones that are the biggest problem with those type of things, right?
But anyway, you get what I'm saying. The fact that it's Japan makes...
Let's see. Wait till y'all see the roast I got coming. Oh, your reaction you had to what I had your clip for me today. Oh yeah. Oh god. Kason sent me this weird. This sent me this clip of this swamp donkey, and I could only say one word, and that was "da fuck." DAFUK. The fuck?
The game makes it more like, I'm not just making shit up, guys, okay? This is weird. This is annoying and dumb.
That's your argument? Just because they're...
I agree. You are weird. You are annoying and dumb.
They're Japanese. They're that type of people. That's your argument for this game being that type of game to attract certain people? That's your whole argument on a platter?
Yeah, homie has weird kinks. Well, thing is, homie's a racist.
Exposed, 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 exposed. You are exposed. Exposed, 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 exposed. You are exposed, sir. I'm gonna expose you. Exposed. Oh my God, expose you. Exposed, 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 exposed.
Oh, you were talking about that. The person in the clip you sent me. Okay. Yeah, well, let's be real with ourselves. That's the only reason he's singling out the Japanese developers is because number one, he's singling out Diana's appearance because he's being disingenuous, and he's singling out the Japanese developers because he's a fucking racist.
Oh God, I better send this to the other guys. This is ridiculous.
You know, it's more of a chill vibe.
Please send this to Fratanga. Please, Garis, send this to Fratanga. I want to watch Frit tear this motherfucker apart. That is going to be so goddamn glorious.
Kind of thing. That's okay too. You could even do that. That's the thing. Why do you have to make it like this, Japan? Why do you have to do this stuff to us? Stop it. Stop it. I know I keep saying that, but stop it. I know you keep saying, obviously, stop it. Just come on, man. It's just pissing me off. Especially because, this is why I wanted to make this rant, and I probably will come out with a video, like a review or whatever, kind of like I did with Resident Evil, that it pisses me off because so far, I've played a couple hours, this game is pretty good.
Okay, how in God's name is this a good game in your opinion when you've just, I don't know, accused all of the developers of being certain people, especially Japan's people being certain types of people, and you're gonna say this game's good? Oh God, this is gonna be stupider than I thought. Thank God we're almost done.
That is why it makes me even madder, that it makes me even more frustrated that this thing is in the game that doesn't necessarily need to be in the game. Why can't we have nice things that are just good in and of themselves? Why do we have to take innocent, like, sweet, nice things and make them degenerate and horrible?
Same thing that could be said about...
If I call it out, everybody will think I'm a good person. And nobody will think I am an evil, crazy person.
Take your virtue signaling... Take your disingenuous virtue signaling and shove it so far up your ass it comes out your fucking nose. Shut up, Onision. This is why Capcom is banning mods. And honestly, can you freaking blame them?
You for taking things out of context. Grouping a bunch of people together and saying they're unsavory things. And most of all is what I should really say in this situation, is that you're hyperfixating on her clothes, which is the creepiest fucking thing out of everything I've ever heard throughout this whole debate about this game being that type of game.
The big problem is people are going to be like, oh, like me or whoever else would bring it up, would just be like, oh, these people, it's like, dude, I understand what you're saying, and
I've honestly been calling for it since a former friend shoved nude Claire mod videos for RE2 down my throat. Yeah. Look, mods can be fun, but not if you're going to use them to be fucking creepy.
kind of agree. Like I said, in isolation, the game is fine, but because I know Japan and I know you people, I'm not going to sit here and just be like, yep, it's okay.
I'm starting to see a little bit of a pattern here.
Yeah, no, No, that's just racist. I'm sorry. Just wow. There's no rebuttal to that, like, at all. That's just
Leon and Mr. X and Speedos was hilarious, though. It was a fucking riot.
I'm sorry. You're singling out people here with a certain ethnicity. That's just fucking racist. Holy shit.
It's fine. There's nothing wrong with this. It's like, you're not tricking me, dude. You're not tricking me, okay? To deny that fact is basically to allow that thing to happen and to just pretend that it's not existing, which only makes it worse.
I think only God can help you now.
He's really quadrupling down on this take. Holy fuck, how did I find this guy?
I downloaded the wrong Baywatch. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Mr. X in a umbrella G-string is not supposed to be in Hasselhoff's role.
Recommendation, God blessed me hardcore with this one, but holy shit, this is a take and a half. Oh, God help me on this one.
And when you have streamers or other content creators or other people that are like embracing that kind of thing, or like VTubers or whoever that are like looking like underage we shouldn't be doing that. That is messed up. That is not healthy. You shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be into that content. You shouldn't be watching animes that have that in that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be frankly honest. I don't enjoy that stuff too, but let's just be honest here for a quick second. I don't want you to be the type of person to tell me what I should do with my life. Like, jeez, fuck, dude. Really? This video...
Yeah, if it bothers me that much, I just don't fucking watch it. So, yeah. Holy shit, it's actually that easy? Yes, it really is that fucking easy.
Video should have stayed in the vault.
I really enjoy this type of game. I even think the relationship between the two characters is great. I don't think there's really anything wrong with the child character in the game overall. But
then why did you just spend the last 10 to 15 minutes crashing out about her? Why? Why'd you even make this fucking video? Oh!
Homie's like Sneeko talking about cuties. Oh! Jesus.
Basically, because we know it's Japan, and because we know these people exist, and this is a real thing, and we're not just deluding ourselves that these people don't exist, then it is pretty much, kind of, but just obviously not like all the way there, appealing to a certain kind of person with that.
So let me get this straight. Your evidence against this game for being that type of game to allure certain people is based off of some people's fucking place where they live and the skin color of them and the you know what, this fucking take, I swear to God, I'm gonna have an aneurysm. At this point, I might as well just stop. But no, I've got 2 more clips.
And we need to stop pretending that that's not the case. Okay? Can we all just agree? We can still enjoy the game. I'm going to enjoy the game. I'm going to play through the game. I'm going to like the game. I'm going to think it's a very good game. But let's just not...
No, I guess it doesn't really bother you all that fucking much, does it?
Not pretend that this is not... You know, it doesn't have to be all or nothing. We can have the understanding that in isolation it's fine, actually, and that the game is actually good. Or maybe...
So you can't even stand by your own fucking morals. Almost like you were not... almost like you made this video without genuine intentions.
You don't like the game, maybe you think it's bad, but whatever. That is irrelevant to the fact that there is this thing over here, this, like, cancer growing, and that's attached to the game.
Yeah, I've been listening to it off and on for the last 21 fucking minutes.
That's, like, fucked up and weird, so...
There was none. Except what you decided to do was to attach it and then set it ablaze and make it worse because you know the conversations online just make it even worse too. So now people that wanted to go play this game, they see your reviews and what people are saying online. Now they don't feel comfortable enough to go buy this game and experience actually a really good fucking game because of morons like you want to open their mouths thinking that they're really fucking smart, but when in reality, you're dumber than a fucking brick.
It's just true. That's the case. I'm sorry if that makes you mad or that upsets you, but it just is.
No, you're not, because you got the clicks, you got the clicks, you got the views, and I'm sure this video was met with a lot of negative comments. So you got the fucking engagement, you got what you wanted. Congratulations. Go David Carradine yourself.
It is what it is, as they say, the ultimate cope. It is what it is. That is just the facts. I'm just giving you the facts. I'm just, delivering the facts. What I do here. I'm the facts news show guy.
Yeah, if you claim your side to be the absolute truth, you've already lost the argument. You don't even deserve to have an opinion after this. Like, I'm sorry, when you want to sit there and claim superiority over the other opinions because you think you're right, nah, game over, son. Game over. You know what? I'm done. I'm done with this fucking loser, but I ain't done with you guys yet. No. You know what? I just wanted to appreciate you guys, for all the support that you guys giving me. I truly do appreciate it. And you know what? If you enjoy this type of crazy content I bring you guys like every single week and almost every single day, like I'm finding crazy shit on the internet to cover. It's something. But anyway, if you enjoy the content, please leave a like and comment in the comment section. Always a pleasure to talk to you guys. And hey, you want more of this craziness? You want to stay up to tune to like all the videos I post? Well, subscribe to the channel because I'll definitely have more coming for you guys. But besides that, fam, thank you guys very much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Later, fam.
Oh. RoboCop coming to Black Ops 7. Woo! Hey, good for them. Oh, thank God that's the last video of the stream, because now I'm... It's raining dumb! Hallelujah! It's raining dumb! Jesus. Well, I appreciate, some rest after that bullshit. I will. Yeah, I'm gonna... Thank God I'm capping it off here, because my God, that was just weapons grade retardation of the highest caliber. Dude... From your channel, no, Case, and I did not get any upload notifications beyond Onimusha. So you're good on that one. So Kason will be on tomorrow evening. We'll see what the internet shits out tomorrow that I can save up for a good few hours. You hit me up later? Awesome. And I am going to go try not to completely crash out. So, any more than I already have. So, thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you all later.